Oh my God. Oh my
Live!
God.
Oh my God. Oh, the humanity.
Everybody's all wound up. Snob just got his wiener caught in the desk drawer there. That's what he looks like when he does this. Oh, he looks like Kevin
They're not.
McAllister.
I'm sitting a long ways from my desk too, boys.
Now let's see who the hell's out there. Got a lot of chitter chatter out there, people. I don't know who's paying for all these words. I get the bill for all that shit. Hey, I was first, so I win. Ape, Snob's wife's out there. Your wife and Ape are chitter chatter out there, man. You better watch it.
Hi, Karen.
Obnoxious Rich, Ozzy. Let's see. Kingpin, Local 223. MAGA Country. Dead. What's up, Dead Horse? Ape's out there again. George is out there. Scott's out there. Kingpin. I think I said Kingpin. Blue Steel's 44's out there. What's going down? Al W. What's going on? The new one. He must be lost. Yeah, new people get lost on the way to like a good show or something. So I thought it was Dude Square, but I heard on Rich they was calling him Dude Esquire. So I need confirmation on that. There, homie, dude. I appreciate it. Thanks.
Al W has been on Daily Gun Show before.
I'm not talking about Al W, you fool. Talking about Dude Square.
I'm backing it a little bit. But...
Oh, I'm sorry. Should we slow down a little bit for you?
Yes.
It's actually funny. Gary's looking up at you. He's like, look at this dumbass up there asking those stupid ass questions.
I'm starting to think that he's not actually an Esquire because you asked a question of whether it was one or the other, and he says that is correct.
Okay. He truly is. He truly is an Esquire because he just wants to keep that money, the clock running, right?
Yep.
Is Sarge developing photos? Because he's really in a dark room.
Whoa. And goodbye. Unknown users out there. Kind of like Bill S. Preston Esquire. There you go. Okay, Dude Esquire. There we go. And and there's that Jorge dude again. Gun loving grandpa. I think I hit him already. And I got a couple of guys in the back too. Wink, wink. So what I'm going to do is I got 6 on the panel here, and then a couple of guys back in the old prep kitchen there. And what I'm going to do is switch them out quick so everybody can say hello.
Oh, he's gonna learn how to do that this week. Last week when I got stuck in the back, he didn't learn how to do that.
I probably just forgot you were back there.
Probably.
Who's getting stuck back again?
Yeah.
Bye.
So, Snob, what's going on? We'll get you first.
So you can shove me in the back hole? Okay.
Whoa. Hey.
Easy.
Whoa. Family show.
That kind of party. Huh?
Wow.
Right.
The back room?
Wow.
Let me rephrase that.
Easy.
Man, I've just been killing it today, working hard on Gary's show this morning.
I seen it.
15.
And doing a little bit of this.
Look at that son of a bitch. Look at that. Hold on a second. Let me see if there we go. Yeah, that's the fruit stripe gum right there.
Paint's
fruit stripe gun. What do you say? The paint job's worth more than the gun.
I guarantee you it is.
So how long?
Somehow you made it even uglier.
How long did it take you to do that?
Probably 3 hours, anyways.
I already had it
at $7.25 an hour. That's not bad. That's not bad.
You know the best part about him painting that gun like that is he had all those colors and mixed them up to do my upper, and then he decided he was going to do the high point slide.
Yeah, right. So I had to mix them all again. But I wouldn't have got his muzzle brake done if it wouldn't have been for that. So
there you go.
We'll give an update on this for Obnoxious.
Unknown user is a damn liar. I do like the muzzle brake, man. I love the bird cage. That's I think makes a world of difference having that on the end. I love it.
Now in a good 3 months, I'll get that in the mail and sent to him.
There you go.
And your stuff.
There you go. Yeah,
I've got two together on the shelf over there. I just keep
sitting
forgetting.
on. You're sitting on a pile of shit. I actually totally forgot about that. You probably could have totally got away without sending that.
I've got it sitting there. I just haven't managed to find a box to put it in or something.
Dude Esquire says, "Does it come with lickle and tattoos?" You mean stickle and tattoos? Lickle and tattoos is kind of weird, isn't it? It's kind of a. I don't know if that's what you're going for.
Depends on what part of the
Horse, yeah. Snob actually got stuff done today. Wow. Obnoxious, what's going down?
Not much. I think in about 3 months or so I'll be getting my upper back.
Yeah, that's cool.
When you come pick it up,
Come pick it up. Yeah, when we go to Wanamaker in November, I'll get my upper, and then I can put the gun together. No, not much going on. I got went out there and put up some lights around the koi pond for the missus. Got to keep her happy since she's going back to work, so keep her happy, and I'll get out next week and get some stuff done. But thanks for having me on.
Absolutely. Snob, your wife says you might as well just let Obnoxious pick it up in November at the gun show.
you probably get it faster.
Yeah, there you go. Rob D, what's going on? Seven Wonders, what's happening? I don't know if I think I caught you earlier. Sarge, what's going on? How's the vacation life? How's the Gary life?
Yeah, going good. Had a barbecue today. Helped. Got a real odd situation. We helped move a really, really heavy bar that was moved around my aunt and uncles at their different houses. We went to my cousin's house tonight. That was interesting, but we got it done and had a good time. And we're going to go to a Yankees game tomorrow. So that'll be
Cool.
fun. Yeah, appreciate the invite.
Absolutely. Jorge says, "Koi pound. That is awesome." I don't know I don't know what Obnoxious is doing to his fish in his pond, but
I ain't doing that.
koi pound.
Koi pound. Nope.
Walter's pretty good size. He might buy it.
I'm down for a lot of stuff, but not that.
You keep your worm away from Walter. Did you name him Walter from on Golden Pond? Is that why you named him Walter?
No, they're Walter, Donnie, and the dude are three of them, and then Jules and Vincent are the other two.
Jesus.
No, he doesn't have one named Jesus.
I didn't name one the Jesus.
Yeah. Budget, what's going on, man?
Not a whole lot. Had a lot of quality time with the boy on the weekend off, and it's getting ready to go back to the grind tomorrow. Hopefully, without the kicking the nuts.
Yeah.
Thursday or Wednesday or whenever the hell that was.
Yeah. Gizzard, what's going on? Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Budget.
No, just gonna pimp out that rally on the state house here in Columbus on September 7th. So
yeah, it's a Saturday, unfortunately.
More on that.
I'd try, and if it was a Sunday, we'd take a road trip out, but
Yeah.
I'm stuck on Saturdays.
I hear you, man.
That sucks. What the hell are you doing up there, Snob? What? Whoa. Gary, what's going on? How was the show this morning? I listened a little bit. I was in and out of it a little bit, but I didn't get to listen a whole lot.
It went pretty good. Now, I had to do without Snob for an hour while he laid in bed before he decided to wake up. But
A bum.
while his wife, who supposedly was going to be hungover so bad she couldn't get up, was wide awake and ready to go. So anyway, and then the second half of it, we got to watch him Cerakote, and everybody enjoyed that. I'd say it was
cool.
pretty good. Had a good 4-hour show.
Do you have any videos on that, Snob? Like close-up videos of you doing Cerakote, or no?
Like a whole series on it? I mean, a whole playlist on it?
No,
like
just
that?
like I have
a whole playlist on it.
Oh, well, that's what I get for not paying attention.
Uh-huh.
I'll have to look into that. Never. Okay. I've seen you hang stuff. I've seen you hang stuff in the oven. That's about it. Gun Snob. Why can't these people see the greatness in you like I do? Well, he's brown nosing like a son of a bitch.
He is.
Jesus Christ. He's trying to get out of Maryland. He just wants to move in with you guys, I guess. So, all right. So, what I'm going to do, I'm going to kick a couple of you guys out, bring in a couple other people to say hello, and bring you back in there, whoever, whatever, later. Seven Wonders.
How you doing,
Fine
buddy?
Eight. What's up? Patriot. Let's see if Patriot works. And Moo. So we got the, see, look at that. See? What's up? Patriot.
Uh-oh.
Let's see if Patriot works.
Dreaded echo.
And, who is that? Moo.
Moo.
So we got the,
Mute yourself.
See, look at that. See? What's up?
Uh-oh.
Get out of here, Moo.
Was it Moo? No, somebody
Hey,
else.
no.
I got a better ceiling fan
Um,
than
Wait, who
Gizzard.
left?
Yeah, Budget. Let me copy and paste that here. See if I can do it.
Thank you.
Hang on. Look out! Look out!
I haven't tried to do this yet. We'll see if it works.
Wow.
Seems to be working. Okay, so this is a Facebook link for the rally, huh?
Yep.
Okay, cool. There you go. So, Seven Wonders, what's up?
How you doing,
Yeah.
buddy?
Oh, same old shit. Uh-oh. Yeah, Patriot fell out there.
Okay, that's who it was.
Yeah, he's been having all sorts of trouble with StreamYard.
Nothing too special. It rained once this week, which is amazing for me. So I got to take the next day off from watering. But other than that,
There you go.
yeah,
There you go.
another beautiful day.
Also got Ape. What's going on, buddy?
Oh, not a whole lot. I've got a box. It's kind of a nice looking box. I
What's
wonder
in
what's
the box?
inside the box.
What you got?
Well, if we do it now, no one's going to stay for till the end of the show, so we'll just keep dragging them along for the time being.
Fine, it's got a squeeze box. Never mind.
There you go.
So you think
Hey,
people will
you-
stick
you-
around
you-
just
you
to look
leave
at
my-
the box?
You leave my B cups out of this. I don't know if someone out in the chat wants to guess at what's in the box, specifically what's in the box, then I guess this Midnight Range TM is going to have to reward them. Simply send your mailing address to shootingleft2center@gmail.com.
There you go. I'll send it. If somebody guesses what's in the box, I'll send them a sticker. How about that? A head. Dude Esquire says a head. I hope it's not a head.
Yeah.
Gizzard says air. Air's one of the ingredients, probably.
That's a good point.
All right. So, I can only have 6. So I've got 8 right now. I've got a little bit of an echo. I don't know who it is. It's not horrible. It's just there you go. Yeah, whatever you did, that was it. Nope. No, it's back. That's weird. Don't worry about it. Maybe it'll clear itself up.
Yeah, I muted my mic. Now I turned my volume down on my speakers, so maybe you won't
All
get that weird, wonderful echo.
Yeah,
I'll mute when I'm not talking. So
that's fine. I have it a little bit. It's not too god awful. Maybe it'll clear itself up. We'll figure it out, or whatever. It's not bad. So I've got room for 6, and I got 8 people. So if anybody's not feeling like chatting a whole lot, let me know, and I'll put you back in the back room there, and bring somebody else up, or whatever. So one of the things Sarge wanted to talk about, was the Springfield Walmart guy. What are we calling it? A Second Amendment audit, I guess you could call it. Yahoo throws on body armor, slings an AR. Actually, he didn't even have it on his back. I think he had it on front.
He had it on the front.
Yeah. And just goes and putts around inside a Walmart for a while until he comes back outside. When he comes back outside, an off-duty fireman who's a concealed carrier, pulls a gun on him and holds him there until cops get there. So I haven't really read much about it other than that. Has he made any? Has there been any statements from this Yahoo? As far as anybody knows?
I haven't heard anything from his side. No.
If he's smart, he'll just keep his mouth shut because he's an idiot.
He's already proven that he's an idiot.
What bothers me about it is, hey, this guy did what he did. Okay, that's fine. What's bothering me is the overwhelming majority of the time when I'm seeing people comment on these various articles when people have posted it is all for this guy, saying that he was doing the right thing, that the guy that went into Walmart, that he was just proving that you could go into Walmart and not shoot a bunch of people, and that he didn't break any law, and that the fireman will be charged, not should be, but will be charged with kidnapping and false imprisonment. That's what's bothering me. I think we can all agree the guy's an idiot. We're all.
Well, I think there's a lot of what ifs too. I mean, you and I were talking the other day a little bit about it. Like, what if the concealed carrier ended up shooting the guy, maybe killing him or not even killing him, and if he does kill him, then it's something I didn't even really think about. If if this guy had made a move that spooked the concealed carrier shoots him and kills him, the concealed carrier could be considered a hero for stopping a shooting, but the guy that is dead now is dead for no good reason. Also, you've got, you can look at it too as, if the guy was wounded and not killed by a concealed carrier, now you've got a whole possibility of charges going on from either side, possibly, where you've got somebody
who shoots back.
A wrongful shooting, right? A wrongful shooting, or true. That's true too.
Yeah.
Concealed carrier shoots at the guy, misses, or hits him. Now you got another guy. Now you got a gunfight.
This guy gets shot doing his stupid prank. Now he gets shot, and he's trying to protect himself. And he shoots the guy that was doing the right thing. The whole thing could be a nightmare.
Yeah, it's a mess. It's a mess. Those two guys up in Dearborn. Yeah.
This guy was up in Dearborn. Seeking attention. You don't dress up in tactical gear, throw on a plate carrier full of magazines, sling your AR in front, and go walking into Walmart while recording yourself on a cell phone.
A week after a Walmart shooting happened.
Exactly. A week after some dickhead shot up a Walmart, and expect people are going to go, good job, feller. You're a dumbass. You're an attention whore seeking attention. And frankly, he's lucky he's still alive. And if he were in this state, he would probably get charged with inducing panic, felony, for being a dumbass.
I think he did get charged with something like that.
Good.
Inciting Well,
he wasn't peaceably minding his own business. He was doing that to provoke a response. And the response that he was likely to get under the circumstances this close to an atrocity like that would be to panic people. He's a freaking idiot. Sorry. I don't win the prize like on your show, so I'll just shut up.
Well, we'll see.
Well, I think if he was just open carrying a pistol, that's one thing. But whenever you're all tactical out, looking like a fool anyways, there is no reason for anyone. I'm sorry. I'm all for all our rights. Completely. But what in the effing reason is there to wear a tactical vest and all this garbage with a rifle slung into Walmart? Why?
It was I have a stance across the board that I don't care for guns as props. And that is exactly what he did.
No, yeah, that's exactly what he did.
I mean, I see the other side when people go to a 2A rally and they want to wear their AR in the back. I see it. I'm not always for it, but I see it.
Yes,
But
that
I
at
am
least makes sense.
I don't like them as props. That makes us look bad in general.
Yeah.
Not always, but in general.
Mm-hmm. There's just as bad as this looks, as it is with somebody that feels that's a proper thing to do. You know, the general public looks at that and is like, "Oh, this is bad." It could have gotten really bad if there were shots. I mean, how does that look? You know, I mean, what he was, whatever he thinks he was trying to prove, is totally nullified in the what do you call it, the court of popular opinion or whatever, so, you know, social opinion, popular opinion.
Yep.
It's all nullified. It makes no difference now. It's all, you know, you've got it all over the news where this guy did something. They're like, see, this is why we can't allow these people to be out there. We can't allow people to have this.
That's
This
it.
is why we can't have nice things.
Yeah, this is why we can't have them. Look at these crazy bastards.
Right. I mean, I've been surrounded by idiots for decades, especially when I worked for a campus police department. But so I can kind of barely see what the guy had in mind. But yeah, no question about it. What he did was foolish, and the potential for risk to make us all look bad far outweighs any potential good he could have done. So
For sure.
yeah, no
Well,
question. That was a stupid move. Didn't help us at all.
Somebody's knocking on heaven's door.
Knock, knock, knocking
I saw
on
someone on
heaven's
one of
door.
something in one of the articles. You guys tell me if it was true, that he'd posted something about. Oh, okay, I'm sorry. I think they pulled it off his Facebook. He said he couldn't go buy, because he's only 20 years old. He said he couldn't go buy pistol ammunition at Walmart, but he could wear a 40 caliber pistol in a holster and, you know, load it, and no one could say anything, or no one would say anything. You know, I mean, maybe that was, I'm not saying it's right, but maybe that's what he was doing. He's wanting to. I mean, I'm under the impression he was a complete and total douchebag, but that was one of the posts they pulled off his Facebook, is that he couldn't buy it at ammo at Walmart, but he could carry the gun at Walmart. He's got a weird mindset to him.
So why didn't he
Yeah.
carry his 40 caliber holstered pistol
Yeah, like
openly?
I said, I'm
normal
trying to
people?
figure out why he was doing it, other than just the reaction part. But there's a lot going on with this dude that's a little off center.
That's the only possible
Yeah.
reason. You're doing it to provoke a reaction.
Yes.
Mhm.
Got one,
Yeah.
and it wasn't one he wanted either. And I say good.
It was up until the end. They said, because one other person I saw in this article was a lady that was in the parking lot when she saw him. She said when he was detained and arrested, they said he didn't look upset. He didn't look bothered. He said he looked satisfied.
Oh yeah,
Like,
I mean, that's
it all
exactly what
worked
he was
out.
hoping to do. You know,
Got
I
the
mean,
attention. Look, we're all sitting around talking about him. What do you
mhm.
want?
Yeah.
Like your wife just said, he's lucky to be alive, because there's a lot of people who might, and even law enforcement officers, had they walked up on it, he could have very easily got himself shot by someone who wasn't trained, or, you know, was carrying a gun, knew, and thought, man, we're going to save the world. We're going to shoot this guy and stop a mass shooting right here.
Mm-hmm.
She said
he
he's
really
lucky.
put his
I
life
think-
in a few other people's hands. There's several people that would have reacted to that.
Clover says, I'm not talking about it.
Yeah. She said, hi, Clover, by the way. How's it going? She said he's lucky. I think we're lucky, and I think we're more lucky than he is that something didn't happen. You know, because this is the kind of thing that could snowball into, within a matter of, you know, a short period of time. You're not allowed to open. You won't be allowed to open carry. You know, you won't be allowed to do anything like that.
So, some of the other comments in there, they said he wasn't pointing it at anyone, and they said he wasn't shooting. I'm like, really? This is the only time you view a crime happen, when he started pulling the trigger? And it's just like the dude in El Paso. He didn't commit a crime, according to these people, really, up until he pulled the trigger and started the mass murder. But all up until that point, until he pulled the trigger, these people on Facebook that are commenting he was right feel he would have been. He was just expressing his First Amendment rights, and any contact with him would have been an infringement and a complete violation of his rights up until he pulled the trigger. Then, okay, well, now he's the worst person on earth. But
And that's where
got
you
to be
see
some gray area in there.
Well, that's where you see people, and you see people in the that maybe aren't gun people or whatever. And they start getting in on it, and they just can't make heads or tail of it. They're like, "Why would he do that? Why would he do that?" And they just can't. They're like, in his mind, he was proving some sort of point. You know, he was making a statement, and I don't know, right or wrong to us, he thought it was going to be a good idea. He thought he was going to be a big shot, and he thought he was going to win the favors of gun guys everywhere, probably.
Well, the thing is, I can see the whole open carry as a form of protest, particularly, if you're trying to raise awareness about it and you're going about it in the right way. But you know what? He didn't do that. That's the problem. He didn't do it in the right way. He wasn't calmly going about his daily, low key, just got a rifle slung on his back. That's different from what this jackass did, especially given the timing. All that he did was piggyback on the notoriety of what happened in El Paso to boost himself, number one, and number two, make the rest of us look like jackasses because we are all painted with the same brush that tars him.
Right. Yeah, I'm not saying it would have been, a great thing as he had it on his back, but at least that would have been better than in front,
Yeah,
in the front, it looked like he was ready to go to work.
It would be a little bit different if he's just wearing jeans and a t-shirt and he's got it slung on his back, and he's not in tactical gear and all that garbage with it slung in the front. Totally different posture.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, at the same time, I think there's.
I
think it's like
going like this. Look at me.
Yeah. I think at the same time, though, one of the biggest things is the factor to it is that it's piggybacking, like you said, it's piggybacking off El Paso. That's all it is. I think that's one of the biggest factors to the whole thing.
The wife says, I think he's an anti-gunner who is saying he's pro-2A to try and get those laws pressed. I mean, I wouldn't put it past somebody to do something like that, especially nowadays, as brazen as people are.
And as an interesting question.
Yeah, I was going to get to that one next. Yeah.
Okay.
He says, what if he was dressed like that, standing on a public street corner, handing out 2A flyers? I think it's a whole hell of a lot better idea than what he did.
Yeah, it's still kind of heavy-handed.
Sure, I think anytime. Well, I mean, and I don't care how. Even I shouldn't say I don't care how pro-2A you are or whatever, but if you're at a grocery store or you're anywhere, and somebody gets out of a car dressed like that and grabs a rifle, you're going to be paying attention. You know what I mean? Oh, yeah. You're not going to just be like, oh, that guy's probably just trying to, show off.
Look at that legally armed citizen.
That dude's just showing off. Hey, he don't mean any harm.
Be like, oh, crap, is ice here?
Yeah, you're going to be unsnapping the retention hold, the retention on that holster for sure.
Are we carrying Uncle Mike holsters or what?
Well, how can
I have a thumb strap. I have a thumb strap on my holster.
Obnoxious.
How can all of us be on the same page and 80% of the comments I read on Facebook be on the opposite side? How can this be?
Because
it's a whole lot easier to say that when you're not when your face isn't being shown.
Are we all right and they're all wrong, or?
Yeah, but we can see Robbie. That's close enough.
Obnoxious one out in the chat, since he's not in here and doesn't have hookers and blow to placate him in the green room, says that armor makes it stupid no matter where he was. Yeah. Like I said, it was even just doing that in like the street corner or in the public square, the literal public square, it's still kind of a heavy-handed thing.
I agree. I think it makes our side. I understand their principle behind it. Whenever they do these, carrying their rifles different places, I understand their principle completely. At the same time, I think it makes our side look like idiots whenever they do.
Yeah,
that's just my opinion.
Well, he did
Right.
it.
I mean,
If you accidentally make someone feel uncomfortable, that's okay. But if you knowingly, are you guys or any of us knowingly, purposely going to go make the general public feel uncomfortable on purpose
no,
No.
of course
like
not.
that?
No, because
No,
that's opposite of what we're trying to do.
yes, he purposely wanted to make just normal people feel scared and intimidated and make them leave his presence. That is a problem.
Travis T says
Right.
we all say the left uses emotion instead of facts, yet I'm hearing pro gun guys using their feelings to push their ideas. I guess. I mean, if that's
No, this
something
is common
if
sense.
that's something I'm guilty of, then fine. I'll take guilt for that because I just don't think it's I
I'm
just don't think
trying
it's
to look
smart.
at it from
You got to
the
look at it the big
standpoint of
picture
public
too,
perception.
right?
You know, what is he accomplishing by doing this right now with public perception? I mean, is our goal here? And I've had this conversation over the last couple of days with other people. What's our goal here? Is our goal to pat ourselves on the back, say, "Damn right, that I can do that. I got the right to do it, and I can do it anywhere I want." Woohoo! Is that what our goal is, or is our goal to sway public perception to agree with us? Because if our goal is just to pat ourselves on the back, hey, kid up, put on the helmet, the plate carrier, you know, the whole 9 yards. Hell, make your own body armor for your legs and arms and put that on. Go walking down the street and enjoy the hell out of yourself. But if your goal is to change public perception, then you need to do it in a way that's palatable to the public.
I think
It's a marketing thing.
it's I think too, and you need to look at it like I think we all agree that it's important to normalize firearms, right? To make people not afraid of them, to to maybe just see them in everyday life, in a normal way, on somebody's hip or whatever. But I don't think it's a good idea to be like rubbing people's faces in it and making them overly uncomfortable, because then that's turning them against us. Patriot says, what's the difference with the guys that carried long guns in the Texas Chipotle? He was pushing a cart. That was an organized thing, I think, right?
Where was his gun? And what was he doing?
We're
He said
talking
I was
about the
pushing a cart and he had a long gun on his back. Is that what happened in that one?
I don't know. I'm sorry, I missed that.
So the one they're talking about, they said he was pushing a cart and had a long gun on his back. What's the difference in that? There's a total difference if you put a plate carrier on and mags in the front and have your AR stuck in the front. There's a difference.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm curious as to what Travis T and Clover, they're both saying that, he did something, or why are we not supporting this guy? I'm not supporting this guy.
Yes, he did something, but that's the same thing that's the same kind of logic that the anti-gunners use, that, we have to do something instead of stepping back,
even if it's
thinking
wrong.
This out, like,
yeah, but
how many people am I going to piss off not how many people am I piss off doing this, but how bad of an idea or how potentially bad can this go for me or for other people by me doing this?
I think Clover might be using a bit of the Socratic method to teach here, because if you read further down, he says this is not about his right. It is about whether or not it was wise, then dealing with the consequences. And then obviously he had a right and appeared to be within the bounds of the law, still doesn't make it socially acceptable. And with that, you have to deal with the fallout. The Constitution does not guarantee us a smooth sailing time dealing with society. Period.
It's just a terrible choice.
Yeah.
Why go to
Nobody's
Walmart?
arguing whether it was legal or not.
No.
See, here's the thing. It all comes down to something a boss asked me before, because I was as I'm sure you guys will be extremely shocked to find out. I was fired up about something at work, and I was dead. Yeah, I know. I was dead set 100% in the right. But the way I was presenting it, the message got lost in the presentation. So he asked me, is it better to be right or is it better to be effective? And I think it's better to be effective because you can be right 100%. And if you present your message in a crappy way, then no one's going to be willing to hear. Then you don't get your message across, and it doesn't matter if you're right or not.
Do you
It's
think?
a good way to look at it.
Another aspect of it too is, I was talking about rubbing people's faces in it. There's a lot of people out there that probably don't know it's legal to open carry a rifle along a lot of places. So maybe it's better that they're in the dark about that. And by having this guy do this and it becomes national news.
I'll be right back.
Other people out there going like, "What?"
I'll be right back.
Yeah, but are there people out there going like, "Wait, that's legal? That's crazy. We got to get rid of that." It puts it up in the front, on the front page and lets people know that.
So
I don't know.
Did you see Patriot? He says it doesn't matter if it scares you or not. It doesn't take someone's right away. End of story. Sorry.
Nobody said it took his right away. They said it makes us look like a bunch of jackasses, though. Everybody on the pro-gun side.
Or is Patriot saying this guy is right and we're all being overly sensitive?
Well,
I'm not saying what he did was illegal. I am. I won't say that.
I am.
Well,
what he did was illegal.
They did charge him
with
with
the totality of the circumstance. He went out
Yeah.
to cause a public disturbance and a disruption. You can go armed to the terror of the public. It's a thing. Several states have different laws. It's all kind of the same thing. It's just like I can get out of my vehicle and yell fire, and that's okay. I can't be in a movie theater and yell fire, and someone get hurt in the panic when they run out.
Okay, I think what Patriot was saying was basically that it doesn't take a right away that it was his right. He said in the top of the chat he was a dumbass for doing it. I think Patriot's agreeing with us. I think Patriot's agreeing with us. We just saw the second part of his comment.
Like I said, I apologize. I did miss that, so I stand corrected.
Yeah, taking cues from Sarge and Clover, I still don't think this is ideal or great. But if he would have been dressed in, Dockers or jeans and a polo shirt and had an unloaded rifle on his back and handing out flyers on a street corner, yeah, to me that makes a lot more sense than what this guy did. You know what I mean? I'm still not saying I'm going to go do that next weekend, but it's, to me, that's a little bit closer to getting the point across than what he did.
Let me ask
dressed in tactical gear, carrying a gun in the ready in front. I mean, that's just ignorant. I mean, I don't know.
What looks better going to Walmart from a public perception? This?
I bet you he's got condiments in that thing. That's probably not even mayonnaise.
There's like ketchup, mustard, mayonnaise.
Budget is just not the same. Budget is just not the same without the booming music and the glitter and the dollar bills. I'm sorry, it's just not the same.
Right.
Yeah.
This is non-threatening, folks. The other way is, whether you like it or not. Both are equally legal. Both are equally within your rights. You're right. This is more effective than this with a plate carrier. Sorry to tell you.
9mm out in the chat is asking what determines brandishing in the eyes of the law, and that varies a lot by state and by county and other jurisdictions.
Brandishing normally implies that it was done to intimidate or frighten or scare or something like that. So,
but do we all of us view that he was doing that just to intimidate the other people there?
I don't think he was doing it to intimidate. I think he was doing it for attention for himself.
But would it be negative attention, and would it cause people to divert from what they were normally doing? Did it cause people to stop shopping? Did it cause people to leave the store and get away from him?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's why I think that in my state, I don't know what the charge is in, where is this, Missouri? I don't know what the charge is in Missouri, but if he were here in Ohio, I think it would be appropriate for him to be charged with inducing panic. That's what the charge is here.
Every state they all have very similar laws. It just have different names for them.
Right.
They're all very, very similar.
I mean, at the very least, he's going to get it. He was disturbing the peace. At the very least.
Well, When he went in
Right.
there, when people start parting like the Red Seas and start going other ways, he did that on purpose. It wasn't by accident. He was getting a reaction, and that reaction affected every person that saw him. Every person was scared for a second and thought
Yeah.
they were about to be in the middle of a mass shooting that just happened a week ago that they've seen. That's all they've seen on the news. It scared some people. That pushed some people away that might have been in the middle.
Right.
That might have been on one side or the other. That scared the crap out of some of them.
Yeah.
And
You know,
made them think that no one needs an AR. That's what that made some of them think, I
And
would
that
guess.
is the most egregious thing about this was his timing.
Oh, Patriot, just stop. Gosh almighty. So if if it hurts your feelings or you get scared, makes you feel threatened, you use your rights. Now you don't lose your rights, but you can be wrong in that instant.
Listen, you can say and do what you want, but you're responsible for the consequences of it.
Well, hold on. I think
Not out.
the perfect example of it here is if anyone remembers the movie Die Hard 3, Die Hard with a Vengeance. Remember what John McClane had on his sandwich board. You have every right in the world to go into the middle of Harlem and yell racial slurs. However, you are not free from getting your ass beat.
Nope.
Mm-hmm.
Period. So yes, you're completely within your right. You're just not free from the consequences of this is a very bad idea.
Yeah. True. I mean, dude may have had a little bit of good intention in there, but I'm kind of with Budget. I think he was doing this. Well, yeah, I see three reasons to get attention. Possibly, to make a point about the 2A, possibly. But yeah, also I think he was doing it, just to get internet famous, or whatever. I mean, for a 20-year-old, he said, "Yeah, I'm gonna go out there, I'm gonna be on TV and everything, I'm gonna be famous." I don't know. I don't know the guy, so I can't judge. But yeah, the whole thing's kind of stupid. I think he
Travis.
just went about it the wrong way. If he had good intentions, he went about it the wrong way.
Travis jumped in. I'm going to dip one of you, Seven. I'm going to dip you out of here and
That's
bring
fine,
him
man.
in here quick.
Go ahead.
This is why we need GunTube to get their shit up and running.
Gizzard just posted the statement from the Greene County, Missouri prosecuting attorney. So
I'm gonna have to go read that.
You can put Obnoxious in here in my place for a little bit.
You want me to?
I know he's been dying to come in, and you've been ignoring him.
Oh, yes.
You want me to screen share this midnight, or just read some of it?
You can read some of it. Go ahead.
All right. August 9th, 2019, for immediate release, Walmart gunman charged with terroristic threats. Springfield, Missouri, Greene County prosecuting attorney Dan Patterson announces that dumbass, 20 years old of Springfield, Missouri, has been charged today with making terroristic threats in the second degree for events which occurred yesterday, August 8th, at the Walmart neighborhood market located at blah, 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 Springfield, Missouri. Mr. Patterson states that Missouri protects the right of the people to open carry a firearm, but that right does not allow an individual to act in a reckless and criminal manner endangering other citizens. As Justice Oliver Wendell Holmes famously explained, the most stringent protection of free speech would not protect a man in falsely shouting fire in a theater, blah, blah, blah. Mr. Patterson also asked everyone who exercises their right to carry a weapon to do so in a responsible manner. Mr. Patterson is thankful that no one was injured at Walmart and asks that you join in him for... here we go. Asks that you join in with him in your thoughts and prayers for the battlefield police officer and citizen who were injured in a vehicle collision as the officer responded to the Walmart.
Oh,
A person commits the crime of making a terroristic threat in the second degree when he recklessly disregards the risk of causing the evacuation of any portion of a building and knowingly communicates an expressed or implied threat that an incident or implied threat implied threat to cause an incident or condition involving the danger of life or knowingly causes a false belief or fear that an incident has occurred or that a condition exists involving danger to life, see section blah 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 of the Missouri statute. Making terroristic threats in the second degree is a Class E felony, and it's punishable by up to 4 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. Let's see. Subject: Greene County Prosecuting Attorney. Press release: Mr. Patterson cautions that the charges contained in the felony complaint are merely allegations and that the defendant is presumed innocent until proven guilty in the court. The defendant is currently in the Greene County Jail and is being held on $10,000 bond with the condition that he not possess any firearms. Copies of the felony complaint and probate statement filed in this case are attached in the release. The Missouri Supreme Court after prevents blah blah blah. Then there's like the actual boilerplate of the. Let's see. Then there's like the reporting officer's report. Another reporting officer. State's request for arrest warrant. Yeah, then conditions of then the paperwork for conditions of the bail bond. So, if anyone wants to go through and read it, even though I think I read, yeah, there's like 9 or 10 more pages. It's all just legalese and stuff. So,
well, right out of the gate, I can almost guarantee this will get plea bargained down to disorderly conduct or something like that.
Yeah, I'm
carrying
sure.
the rifle itself wasn't anything illegal. He did make a couple of bad decisions. I completely agree with that. I think walking into the Walmart with the rifle probably wasn't the greatest idea, particularly in light of what just happened. But walking into the Walmart where he was at with a rifle apparently wasn't illegal in itself.
Correct.
The way he did it was just stupid. There was one thing I enjoyed hearing in the statement from the prosecutor, and I may piss some of you off out here, and I may look at my sub count and watch it dwindle here in a minute. But something that I never hear people say in conjunction with our rights, because we're always talking about our rights, and we are absolutely correct to do so. But there's another side to that coin, and it's called responsibility. Along with rights come responsibilities. And he's responsible for everything that happened as a direct result of his exercise of his right. He's responsible for that accident because his actions led to it. You know, whenever we exercise our rights, whenever we carry a weapon, whenever we go shooting, whenever we do anything involving a firearm, we also have the responsibility to do so in a safe manner. I can't imagine that any of you would argue that.
So
And
was anybody responsible? Is the person who calls and uses the term active shooter when the man doesn't have his hand on a gun? Do they bear any responsibility in this when they call 911 and use the term active shooter?
No.
Well, I
Do you
don't know.
not understand the concept that these people, like the active shooter in Walmart from El Paso, do you think, see, there's no gray area with some of these people. They were completely legal. No one should bother them. They were just expressing their rights to, crap, they pulled the trigger. All right, they shot 22 people. Holy mackerel. No, they should be stopped, detained, figure out what's going on with them, and see what they're up to before this stuff happens. So no, they were completely right for calling. They were calling about what they felt. It was just what that guy wanted them to feel. He did that on purpose. It wasn't a mistake. He did that on purpose. They said he donned the plate carrier in the parking lot. He wanted people to see him put it on. They saw him get his rifle out. He got everything he wanted. Now he can accept the repercussions. He can man up.
yeah, I agree.
I think a handful of this can be contributed to the fact that he was 20 years old and wasn't making a lot of bright decisions.
Well,
Sure.
that's a lot of it is that.
Decisions that he makes. I completely agree with that. But in the end, I don't think he's going to get convicted of a felony charge on this.
I don't
I
think
think walking into the wall,
We'll see.
we had what happened last weekend was completely stupid. I agree with that. And
Odds are he'll play it down, and he may very well have risked some of his gun rights in the future because of this. He may have risked them.
He risked his damn life. If that concealed carrier had shot him, we'd all be talking about the mass shooting that was stopped by a concealed carrier, and they were trying to figure out what his motivation was for going to Walmart with a rifle and getting ready to shoot it up. And nobody would know about his message because he'd be dead and wouldn't have a message.
here's okay, if you remove Walmart from the equation, if you put him in another location doing the exact same thing.
Putting a plate carrier on and carrying his rifle at the ready in front, stupid.
No, it's not
Yeah,
at the
but
ready.
that is what he chose. That's called totality of the circumstances. You can't just pull one thing out and place it somewhere else. It's called totality of the circumstances. You have to leave that location in the equation.
And I fully support the people that are out there pushing on any subject, because that's how you get things done. You need people. You need the people that are screaming "shall not be infringed" as much as you need the people that are willing to reach across the aisle, because that's how things get done. That's how you reach everybody.
What if
you need both? But he could.
What location do you want to change it to?
Ways for him to go out
Waffle
there
House
and scream "shall not be infringed."
There's shootings at Waffle Houses all the time. I don't know that it would have made a difference at a Waffle House.
There's 100
okay.
Go out and scream "infringed" without wearing a freaking plate carrier and carrying his rifle in the front.
Okay, this coming weekend, there will be a gathering at a major Florida port where cruise ships are coming and going within a dozen or so yards of where these cruise ships, gambling boats, and things enter and leave that port. And there will be men there with AR-15s fishing. And they will be sitting in the front. They will have sidearms. Is a similar response acceptable in that situation?
Those people, what type of event is this?
It's going to be open carry fishing.
I've seen this before.
You're breaking
it's open
up.
carry fishing. I've seen this before. It's a group of guys that they take they open carry and they literally just go to a pier and they fish.
I'd almost be surprised if they didn't call and let anybody know they were going.
Well, I think it's happened before. I think it's something that they've done before.
It happens all the time. It happens almost every weekend somewhere in Florida.
Mm-hmm.
Because, well, here in Florida, we aren't allowed to open carry unless we're hunting, camping, or fishing, or on our way to and from. That's the only time we're allowed to open carry here.
So they're purposely doing it when they're fishing, which is legal.
Yeah. And
what if they went into a church dressed like that on Sunday morning?
Well, then
all of them loaded up and went in there. What response would that have?
Well, here you're violating another law by entering a church open carrying, because you're obviously not going there to hunt, fish, or camp.
Mm-hmm.
We're talking about illegal activity.
Just because you can doesn't mean you should. I'm not talking about the fishing. I'm talking about the Walmart.
Okay. Well, what I'm saying is if
things that are legal that are completely dumb and will encourage people to call.
But does anything change when you change the location?
Bad idea is a bad idea regardless of where it happens.
That's part of what made this a horrible idea, not just a bad idea.
I mean, this
is legal or illegal isn't the question, but are different places worse or better to do it? And I think yes, obviously, different places are better or worse to do something like that. I think doing it at a Walmart a week after a bunch of people just got mowed down is obviously a horrendous place to try and prove a point. Where if
Agree
he
with that was in poor taste, but
stop, what are you doing down there, man?
not necessarily illegal.
Like I said before, and Kinky's saying so just because it hurt someone's feelings, it's wrong. I never said that. This guy purposely wanted to intimidate people. And so those people will call the police sometime. That's what he should have thought about ahead of time. Wow. Am I just going to go over there and run roughshod because I got a big bad gun and I'm going to scare everybody? No. Some people are going to call. And so
And that
For me,
there
the
is a
bottom
thing
line
called
is
doing
someone was
harm to the terror of the public in our
right.
state. There's a called similar things in other states. So he did that for a purpose to intimidate. So yes, that can be illegal.
To
I
me,
think
it's the
Go
fact
ahead.
that someone got injured as a result of what he did.
Exactly.
that's what I was going to say. And I know, we always say, like, keep emotion out of it, keep emotion out of it, keep emotion out of it. We keep saying that. But if your 4-year-old kid got killed in the parking lot by somebody that was like driving away from there scared, would you still be like, well, he was legal? I guess it's not a big deal.
Well, the same thing can happen at our open carry fishing event.
Yeah, you could shoot a sea bass or something. That's fucking uncalled for.
No, I mean, yeah.
No, I get you. I get you.
Every weekend when this happens, we have so many northern transplants down here that
And there's
911 calls get made.
every weekend, and you get a group of people, and it's something that people know is going on. This is some guy walking into Walmart after they just shot up a Walmart wearing a plate carrier and his rifle at the ready.
Exactly.
These
We are
people
not
don't
talking
always
about
know what's going on.
here.
If someone goes up and shoots up a fishing pier and shoots it up, and then the next Saturday this whole group goes down there to the same fishing pier, there's probably going to be an issue. They might want to tone it down for a month or two or a week or two till everything dies down. They can go back to being open carry Florida. But in that circumstance and in that time frame, it'd probably be a really bad idea. They would expect someone to call. I would hope they would expect it, or they're just going to be shocked every time. Oh my gosh, I can't believe somebody called. No, that's why they're using the guns as props. When they go fishing, they're using them as props.
It's always a prop at a demonstration. It's to
So
get
that is a
attention.
demonstration.
Demonstration.
That's a demonstration, what they're doing.
Yes. A demonstration is
Exactly.
just as easily one man as it is 40.
I don't think that's anything that anybody's arguing. I think, I guess we all understand why somebody would want to open carry a rifle to prove, that they can, and to let people. I don't know. I don't know what was going through this guy's head, but
Well, I can't speak for him because obviously I don't know what was going through his head either. Right. But I can tell you, there's another trainer. He's actually a friend of mine. We've had him on P11's show, and his channel is Solo Yacker, and he does this constantly by himself, just during breaks from work and things like that. And it's not to scare people. It's not to make a big fuss. It's because that starts a conversation with people.
How likely are you to start a conversation if you walk into a Walmart with a rifle a week after a dude walked into a Walmart with a rifle and murdered a bunch of people? You're not going to start a conversation. You're not even trying to start a conversation. You're trying to provoke a reaction. And for you to sit there and say that this is an apples to apples comparison is ridiculous. This is very much an apples to oranges comparison. You're not going to a pier a week after somebody went to a pier and shot a bunch of people coming off the cruise ship. If you were doing that, then it would be an apples to apples comparison, and it ain't.
Well, and he was videotaping himself.
It's legitimate protest. What he did was douchebaggery. There's a difference.
I'm just curious why people are defending him. I think we're just closing a blind eye to what's actually happening.
Before I get kicked out
We
again.
can't call people out.
I think we defend him because at the heart of it, before it went bad with whatever happened, a traffic accident, and there was injuries and all that kind of stuff. I think people defend him because they look at what he did and they say we have to be okay with it because it was legal, and I think that's where a lot of people have to stand. They take that stance there and they're like, I got to be for it, and because it's technically legal. Whether it is or isn't, I mean, I guess is not. I'm not a good judge of that because I'm just a dumb cook, right? But was what he did illegal in some way? If it was, then then charge him. If it wasn't, then don't. But
they're viewing that it's technically legal without thinking of everything. They're just saying it's legal to open carry. Okay, that's it. We're good. I'm not listening to anything else.
Well, that's
not listening
exactly
to
what
the
I mean.
rest of it.
And that's what I mean. That's because that's what I
done.
mean. But there's people that are going to do that, and there's people that say I have to be this hard line. Somebody has to, draw the hard line. I'm going to be the one to do it. And what he did was legal. Now maybe it wasn't, and that's what we're seeing now is that he's being charged with things. But maybe if those things wouldn't have happened, would he be getting charged with things? No. So there's people out there that are going to draw that hard line and say, well, what he did was legal, so it's fine. Okay, gun snob. Before you,
I've already forgot now. Okay. So what I was wanting to talk about was like 30 minutes ago, but I'm going to bring it back up because I didn't get to say my piece, damn it. Anyways, so me and Sarge the other night were talking about how calls get totally blown out of proportion by the time the dispatcher gets to the officer. So even if whoever calls 911 first, and I'm sure there were multiple 911 calls, I'm certain of that. And they called and said, there's a man in Walmart with a rifle, and this just happened the week before. So therefore, these officers, probably every stinking officer in Springfield, Missouri, and it's a good sized town. I mean, 100,000 or so, I think. Anyway, so it's a good sized town. So they got several officers. I'm sure every officer in Springfield, Missouri is running lights and sirens as hard as they can go. Well, what if, Mama June over here's got a radio turned up loud and light turns green and the officer, doesn't have time to stop for her because she just pulls right out in front of him. Didn't hear his sirens, didn't see him. They kill the baby in the back seat. This guy could have easily caused that because, every officer in that town is running hot to get there because they think, there are millions or hundreds of people's lives are at risk in this Walmart right now by the time the call they got. So I do agree with them charging him with that because I think that's exactly what it's doing.
And it doesn't matter. Patriot
Aggravated stupidity.
Patriot says, do you honestly think the cops would shut up to a scene and not charge somebody
all the time?
They wouldn't get their apple fritter bonus. And geez, that is a stupid statement. And you're completely belittling everyone's point. If we're going to have an honest conversation, let's have an honest conversation. If you want to talk about the one apple fritter that I ate 4 months ago, we can talk about that. I mean, holy mackerel. Oh my gosh, I got to get them. Oh, I'm going to say apple fritter.
Well,
Let's just say you didn't do it. But anyway, seriously.
I bet you he bought out a bunch. He probably cleared him out of donuts. Next thing you know, the cops are like, we're fucking.
Oh my gosh. Don't make the donut joke.
This is terroristic threat because he got all the apple fritters.
I'm the first one to ever say that. Oh my gosh, I'm so funny.
Old stale jelly donut, and they're like, nope, this ain't going down.
Look at me. I made a donut joke. Anyway, what I was saying is
if they had charged him with something.
There's plenty of calls you go to that no one gets charged. For anybody that's actually done this job, there's plenty.
Given what happened last weekend, if they didn't charge him with something, the police chief or the sheriff or whoever was in charge there would have been on the news more. He would have been on the news. He would have been the next Sheriff Israel.
Doesn't matter if they didn't charge him. Who says you have to charge him right then? Where does it say that?
if they hadn't charged him, that whoever is in charge of that police force, I'm not sure if it's a city police or a sheriff's department,
Police.
they'd have been on the news constantly. They've been getting pressure from everywhere.
So
They had to charge him with something. And I think
you only charge when there's a crime, and you only have to, it doesn't matter. You can't make things up.
Well, whenever Ape read what that crime, with the exact terminology of what that crime persisted to, what that charge persisted to, I'm sure they contacted the DA or an ADA. I'm sure they did. The supervising officer probably was on the phone with one saying, here's what we got. What do we charge him with? I would almost guarantee it. Something that serious, they're not just going to go out on a limb and do something. They're going to contact their ADA and find out what they want him to do.
I'm not sure about Springfield, but they could also add charges or change charges along the way too before he gets to court.
Yeah, they can change them down to something else or up to something else.
I mean, if you want to stretch things and everything else, it could go as far as a attempted murder because of the car accident, or assault with a deadly weapon or something like that, or it could go all the way down to disorderly conduct. And you do a few hours of community service and get a fine.
But we're belittling the fact that something happens. You're just saying that, oh, because all these people showed up, they had to charge him. No, they're charging him because of what he did. Doesn't matter whether 1 or 30 showed up. You're belittling it again. It is the incident in itself stands alone. What he did was illegal and wrong, and it will be charged as such. It doesn't matter how many showed up. You're undermining it again.
Yeah, and
That's just a way to say that it's
I would
not
almost
valid
guarantee
because they would have had to have charged. No,
I would
it's
almost
valid.
guarantee that it's the DA's decision on this. It was not
Of
any
course it
officer's
is.
decision. I would 99.9% guarantee that the DA made the decision on what charges to file.
Because the first report said he hadn't been charged with a crime yet. They hadn't said what the charge was. Because they had time to go back, investigate, contact the DA. I'm sure the DA probably came down to the station. Everybody got together, and that's the charge they came up with.
Well, Sarge, you obviously you get a lot more about that than me. I don't have a law enforcement background, and I don't live in the criminal justice system in any way. But you'd know more about who would ultimately hand down the charge and everything else. I just can't imagine them not charging him after everything had happened.
It's not, but I promise you, people do dumb things and don't get charged when they don't break the law. There's a lot of times we have to walk away. You can't make things up.
I think Clovertack and he came up with a little something, and maybe I just put the final tweaks to it. Pro Second Amendment supermarket sweeps.
I nominate Patriot. I think he should be the first one to go.
Doesn't matter. You just run, grab everything you can. That would be awesome. I want in on that shit. run down the gun, the aisle or behind the gun counter, and just right into the shopping cart. Like 50 rifles.
I'll call Sports World Tulsa and see if they want to sponsor this.
There you go. I'll fly out for that son of a bitch.
That'll be how we get. That would be how we get midnight to Oklahoma.
Yeah, you get me out there then.
He wouldn't show up.
Yeah, I would.
Like, I can't take off. I got to cook too many waffles today.
I got a chance to grab 50 rifles at a time. I'm telling my boss to pound sand. I'll be back in a couple of days.
Making some sushi waffles.
There you go. Blue Steel says at least no one died. Doesn't change the fact that it's it is about the same effect on the 2A moment, what it does to the 2A. Yeah. I don't know.
Thank goodness nobody got really hurt.
Yeah, man. I mean, that shit turns into a real shit show. Even if a shot's fired, not even if nobody gets hit, even if that CCW guy pulls out a gun, lets one fly, and let's say it scares the shit out of the kid, he drops his rifle, and that's it. You still have a CCW guy firing on somebody that is there to prove some point. You know what I mean? Like, that in itself is a horrible situation for the news. They'd be all over that shit. Dude Esquire. I want to say Dude Square so much. I'm just gonna call you Dude Square. I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
Dude says, imagine if a car had backfired. Yeah, like happened in Times Square, like when the motorcycle backfired and everybody took off. Like if like Murphy's Law, man, you know what I mean? Like,
Or somebody drops something that lands square on the floor and makes a big loud popping sound. You know,
Like if anyone's ever dropped a 50-pound bag of salt on a linoleum floor.
yeah. Or someone's the dumpster guy is unloading the dumpster and it slams down.
goddamn dumpster guy, sons of
So-
bitches.
I'm just been kind of reading more into the probable cause statement here, and that Gizzard posted out here. Going down after like the incident, just reading these couple paragraphs here. Dumbass's wife stated that he told her that he was going to walk into Walmart with a gun. He said he wanted to see if the Walmart manager would respect his Second Amendment right. She told him it was not a smart idea. She told him that people were going to take this seriously due to recent events, referring to weekend before. He told her he called multiple Walmarts to see if it was. See, she said he was just an immature boy. She stated he usually kept the vest and gun in the trunk of his car. The other day, Dumbass had shown her an article about the recent shootings in El Paso. The article was about what the shooter said and why he fired on civilians. And then, next paragraph, apparently he talked to his sister for about 12 minutes, asking her if she would tape him going into Walmart. She told him it was an exceptionally bad idea and did not want any part of it. Then it just goes down into the surveillance.
So that was before even his buddy told him?
So wife or girlfriend, right?
So-and-so, well, his wife, he showed his wife, let's see, let me go back up here a paragraph. And
She's like, honey, we can't afford an attorney. Do not do this.
It doesn't say when with his wife, and with his sister, it was at 15:09 hours and spoke to him for approximately 12 minutes. So I'm assuming that's before. Well, let's see. When does it say? Following crimes happened on between 16:08 and 16:15 hours. So I'm assuming that this is all one day, or maybe the wife's statement was like the day before or the day of. And then talking with his sister was like...
I can't imagine he slept on this. I'm thinking he just up and did it within a few hours of deciding to do it.
Well, let's see, 16:08, 15:09. So yeah, like an hour beforehand, he talked to his sister. Now, here's the thing. I'm reading through this. He had... His rifle was slung across his front. He had a hand on his cart, and then he had his phone held in the other hand. I mean, yeah, it's not in hand, but it's also one of those, yeah, you know, it's one out living. Oh, sorry. Great. Now someone mentioned burritos in the chat, and I forgot what I was going to say. Thank you, Seven.
Are we talking about my burritos that I had for dinner? It does kind of stink in here.
Well, oh wait, or if Snob had burritos for lunch. Oh, G-Webs is out.
You hear that? You hear that? That's the chat coming to a screeching halt.
Thinking about my trip back from Missouri. Car still smells like that.
Poor your wife, man. Holy Jesus.
G-Webs is okay. Can I make a point? Should I have spelled out living in a prison cell? If you want no problems, everyone doing what they should. Yeah, that's what. Who was that? Eisenhower that said that? Take complete care of you. It's just all you have to trade him is your freedom.
Mm-hmm. That was a lot of chat, man. That was over an hour. It was over an hour.
I thought Budget was going to get the wound up some bitch of the week for just a few seconds. He was getting pretty wound.
He was all wound up. Then he went and got one of
Was
his
it?
guns, and that calmed him down a little bit. So that was
He
Mhm.
went and played dress up on the
Right.
camera.
good. Dress up.
He went and told his wife, "I'm going to the Walmart for some milk."
I'll be right back.
Then I'm out here playing with my knives and stuff. So yeah, I'm happy. I'm calm. It's
He put on his mag carrier and started throwing all the salad, ranch, and blue cheese, ketchup, mustard, mayo in there. He was ready to go.
I mean, I've got a serious question on this though, Sarge. How fast would you be fired if you put on your tack gear while you're on duty and went in Walmart to grab a apple fritter? We'll say.
No. How about a hot dog? A hot dog sandwich. A hot dog sandwich.
I mean, seriously, if you went any store with all your tack gear on, your ass would be grassed from your supervising officers if they found out for no reason.
Oh, they would find out.
Yeah.
Oh, they'd probably find out before you got out of the store.
Oh yeah.
It would be terrible.
Oh, hey, I got a quick public service announcement. Tara Smith, our trucker gal here. If anyone is in South Dakota, 83 is washed out at White River, mud covering the road with a detour.
Dang it. I gotta replan my trip real quick for later.
Good thing she's the only person in South Dakota.
No, actually, I think.
No.
No, wait, that's 45 guy. I think he was out at
Mhm.
Sturgis. Yeah, this weekend was Sturgis. So if anybody has anyone who hasn't returned from the Great Bike Rally, might want to let them know.
Obnoxious, did you make a new avatar out there? Active self-promotion.
He's trying to get 1 million subs all of a sudden.
Why can't we walk in public with weird shit on? Makes no sense. See people in gear all the time. No one cares.
I'm going to New York tomorrow. I guarantee I will see people with weird stuff. Guarantee.
Yeah.
True.
Oh, come on. New York is the fashion capital of the world.
We might freak out and think it was on fire if it was a week after a Walmart was burned down. Yeah.
Or
Someone
if it was just a bad time of someone was walking by and went, "You smell smoke." No law like that at all. No, but it's not whether it's against the law or not. It's
I guess if a fireman was sort of hustling into a Walmart and had his tank on and a respirator and mask and all that kind of stuff, I'd be like,
yeah.
I'd be like, maybe it's time to go home. I'm just gonna put these
when you heard of the
put these
Walmart
donuts down and just head out.
Yeah.
one week before the roof collapsed in and killed 17 people or whatever,
Put your turnout gear and respirator on and run in. Yell, "Where's the fire?"
Yeah, it's like, nah, I'm just going to set this 5-gallon pail of ice cream right here in the center of the ground. I'm just going to go.
But I guarantee it's a volunteer fireman. He went POV too.
His S10's out front.
Yeah.
Trolling, troll high.
Obnoxious can come back in. I'll go to the back and go to my
hold
timeout
on,
spot.
Hold on, Snob.
Oh, wait.
We're about an hour in. I have a feeling that we either need to change the subject or we could use a little bit of a break from the subject. So before I do this, if anyone wants to quickly throw out in the chat for a Midnight Range TM sticker, guess what's in my box?
What box? Let's see it. I was typing before.
Yeah, how big of a box is it? Can we see the box?
It's bigger than it's bigger than like a regular hardcover book. I don't have the box with me. I have what's in the box with me.
Yeet Cannon
Go
G1.
in the chat.
Yeet Cannon G1.
No, Snob, it is not a Yeet Cannon G1. And you know what? I'm just going to put
a 1006.
The rainbow upper.
It's a four-pack of it's a four-snack pack of banana pudding.
I will say it is not a Yeet Cannon.
The poor conservative
It's
says a
G1.
Kydex Hawkster. Is it a Hawkster?
No, not this box. It's a different box.
That was a box he got the other day that he'd been waiting on for 2 years.
Yeah, which I actually thought the person who made it was dead, but Aaron Dustin something else. No, 7. As much as it pains me to say this, Obnoxious 1 is the closest to what was in the box.
Oh.
The hell is that? Is that a
He was
Smith?
right. Is that a CHP gun?
Yep, this is a California
That's a
Highway
40?
Patrol 40s Smith &
Obnoxious,
Wesson
no.
4006 TSW.
I hate you.
He cheated.
That has does that have the safety where up is fire?
Actually, this
Oh,
is
decocker only.
decocker. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yes. Facing straight forward would be safe, and then down would be, or firing would be safe the other way.
So it's like a Beretta.
I got to order
Yeah.
one.
Oh,
Yes, Snob, you should. That's why I told you not to leave.
Mm-hmm. Did you order one from CDNN?
Yeah, I did.
I hate you, you bastard. You did that just because I almost did.
Well, no.
They've
it was
still
either,
got them, though. I looked today.
Well, you told me there was like 20 left, and even after No, obnoxious. All you said was a CHP. You didn't specify the caliber. Besides, you got a problem. You boot Snob out and come and bitch at me about it. Yes, so it is a fancy 4006.
I actually seen one local on Arms List for 430 also.
Is that double action only?
Nope, it is. Let me check it here. Because it's like all the third gens, it still has the mag safety. No, it's double single. It's just got a bobbed hammer and a decocker.
Hmm. Fancy pants.
Mm-hmm.
So Patriot sent me a email from attorney Andrew Branca, which I'm assuming is the attorney of the guy with the rifle. Okay. So this is from his blog. It says, I have received a lot of requests to comment on the recent arrest of a man who walked into a Springfield, Missouri Walmart carrying a rifle, wearing body armor, and packing over 100 rounds of ammunition. The man was held at gunpoint by another patron of the store, an off-duty firefighter, and turned over to responding Springfield police a few minutes later. The most common question sent my way is whether the patron who held the rifle-armed man at gunpoint did so unlawfully. What was the patron's legal justification for threatening deadly force against the rifle-armed man, given that purportedly there's no specific Missouri law against shopping at Walmart while armed with a rifle, wearing body armor, and armed with lots of ammo? Before we get to that, a few more relevant factual details. The man with the rifle has been identified, 20 years old, arrested for making a terrorist threat, first degree, presumably under Missouri statute 574.115. Let me scroll through here a little bit. I don't want to read all this. Well, I guess maybe I should. This is a Class D felony under Missouri law, good for 7 years in prison and $10,000 fine. Naturally, conviction on this or any other felony would strip him of his gun rights forever. The full text can be viewed at the link above, but the relevant portion is making a terrorist threat, first degree penalty. A person commits the offense of making a A person commits the offense of making a terrorist threat in the first degree if such person, with the purpose of frightening 10 or more people or causing the evacuation, quarantine, or closure of any portion of a building, inhabitable structure, place of it's cut off weird. Quarantine or closure of any portion of a building, inhabitable structure. Inhabitable. Yeah, not inhabitable. Yeah, inhabitable structure, place of assembly, or facility of transportation knowingly. Causes a false belief or fear that an incident has occurred or that a condition exists involving danger to life. Was the firefighter's threat of deadly force unlawful? In order to understand how the law is likely to apply in this case, it is also important to understand that for legal purposes, the conduct of each of the main characters involved. On one hand, the guy with the rifle in one hand and a firefighter in the other are not dependent upon each other. They are, of course, related to each other. Presumably, the firefighter would not have taken the guy. His name's Andreychenko at gunpoint, but for Andreychenko's conduct and showing up the Walmart as he did, but they are not controlling on each other. What I mean by this is that whether the firefighter's conduct was lawful or unlawful is not function of whether Andreychenko's conduct was lawful or unlawful. So one has nothing to do with the other, I guess. It is not necessary that Andreychenko was committing a crime. It's not necessary that Andreychenko was committing any crime whatsoever in order for the firefighter taking him at gunpoint to be doing so lawfully. So anyone arguing that the firefighter taking Andreychenko at gunpoint must have been unlawful because Andreychenko was simply exercising his Second Amendment rights. So this is basically saying that the firefighter is wrong for pulling his gun and holding him at gunpoint. Let me see if there's anything down here. This is awful long.
You know who's ultimately going to decide it? Well, citizens.
Mm.
And it's just going to be whether they feel he was guilty or not. All depends on who paints the best picture. It's probably best not to put yourself in that situation.
Is it better to be right or be effective?
That's words to live by. I learned something today. I like that.
God damn, this is long.
That's scary if I'm teaching somebody something.
Oh, I learn something every day. But that's a good way to put it. Is it better to be right or effective? He was very ineffective.
Yes.
Yeah, and
God, this is super ass long, man. Jesus.
But like Patriot just pointed out, what you read, it said the firefighter was right for doing what he did.
Speaking of firefighters, the volunteer firefighters are being paid out.
Yeah, who is that?
Not me.
Not me. I hear it.
Sarge. Mute yourself, Sarge.
Sounds like the bomb's about to go off.
That's what I was thinking.
Midnight, can you mute Sarge? Beep, 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 beep. Yep, it's Sarge.
Thank God.
Sarge, when you're making your apple fritters, they're done well before the smoke alarm goes off.
My wife's cooking bacon, sorry.
Is
Hey,
it
Midnight,
thick
you're
bacon?
muted.
Midnight, you're muted. Midnight, you're muted.
They said Sarge, Patriot said Sarge is trying to walk out with those apple fritters again.
Sir, excuse me, could you please come back here so we can scan your bag, sir?
His anti-bullshit alarm was going on.
I know that was his red flag machine. It was telling you, hey, I'm out of red cloth. I need you to load some more in.
Yeah,
Oh, man.
He was getting a red ball. There was a pre-crime happening.
Yeah, there you go.
Brown chicken, brown cow.
All right. There was an awful lot going on in the chat while I was reading that.
Yeah. Firefighter could have got killed.
I will say that firefighter, I would say, was pretty brave and did the right thing in that instance, I would say.
But it said, that attorney said he was right. for doing that, even if whether the guy broke the law or not, that the firefighter was right. That's what it read. That's
No.
what pointed out.
Yeah, that's
Mm-mm.
like, I mean, what you have to look at is what did the firefighter know or believe at the time with the information that he had, and looking at the total, as the phrase you used earlier, the totality of the circumstances. And under the totality of the circumstances, knowing what the firefighter knew and believing what he believed at the time, I think it was appropriate for him to hold the knucklehead at gunpoint.
That's not what the lawyer said in his blog, though. He was saying that the firefighter was wrong.
No, it didn't.
Huh? Yeah, it did. He said that it was legal. Yeah.
Wait,
Maybe
you just read this, didn't you?
I can barely read.
Okay. Hold on. I think.
And this is long.
The general thing that we might be missing, or this makes kind of a good point of pointing out, is now I just left my mind. Now I know everyone here or everyone out in the chat who does carry doesn't have to take a class for it, but in the last couple ones that I've had to take, they kind of stress the thing of kind of non-involvement, or basically of different situations of, are you sure you know what the fuck is going on?
Yeah.
Because, hey, that 6'5", 400-pound guy who's sitting or has this gal pinned on the ground, you shoot him and then find out, oh, that was a DEA agent you just shot. Or someone is yelling and it looks like they're forcing themselves on a woman, you shoot him and, that's just the way their relationship is. She enjoys getting his jollies wherever. Yeah, bad thing. So, I don't know. There's a point in there someplace. I don't know if it.
There's a piece that says so anyone arguing that the firefighter taking Andreychenko at gunpoint must have been unlawful because Andreychenko was simply exercising his Second Amendment rights is missing the point. The firefighter pointing a gun at Andreychenko could well be perfectly lawful, even if it's true that Andreychenko was committing no crime. He said it could be. Yeah.
He's just giving all these possible outcomes.
Yeah, he's some of what he said is a little vague, I guess.
Oh, well, it has to be vague.
Yeah.
Because this guy's just getting bits and pieces off the internet, and from what we know, he doesn't know the actual true facts of the case. He just knows from the media's retelling of it. So he can't give you 100% answer.
Making a definitive statement.
Who said what now?
I'm just reading the chat a little bit. There's so much going on out there.
Yeah, it's good. It's good. Good interaction.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and we had 40 viewers at one point. That was really good. I don't hit 40 very often.
And then one of those bastards unsubbed me. I lost one so far.
Well, I mean,
probably obnoxious.
I might have lost one too.
It was probably Team Patriot.
How the hell did that happen? I thought for sure I would lose some.
What?
I thought
you gained one.
Lose some earlier. I actually gained one.
Mm.
Yeah. Thank you, whoever you are.
You're welcome.
Is it,
get the bill in the mail.
Hunan's line, is it anyway?
Yeah.
His last name is probably Hanun or something.
Yeah, you know what I find the lack of Hunans in this chat to be disturbing.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you copied the bracket idea from bracket and top 10 from Never Enough Ammo. Why aren't you copying his Hunans?
Yeah,
I don't know. They're all over the place. I haven't seen one in here. Well, here's another one. Let's transfer topics. So that was an hour and a half on that, and I'm sure we didn't get anywhere with it, but that's okay. I think that's a topic that not everybody's gonna agree.
We're
on.
not going to come to
what the cool thing
ironclad
is?
consensus on it.
We're all adults, and we can agree to disagree on it.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah,
And we
absolutely.
can still be friends afterwards.
I disagree with your fact that we can agree for
I
disagreeing.
say some can agree to disagree.
That's right.
So, Snob, you said you lost a sub?
Yeah.
What was it? Was it a club, a meatball, or one of those Southwest Ranch ones, or what?
It was a foot-long meatball. And I'm sad because that's my favorite sub.
Those are good, but they're fairly common. So, uh-oh.
You guys, can you guys see this?
Rent-a-cop pulls gun on uniform sheriff's
So yes,
deputy in
the
IRS
answer is
building.
yes.
Watched this yet?
So yes. Okay.
So could you make the video full screen on that?
I don't know. Possibly.
Or you can go over to where it says
That's as
theater
full-
mode.
There you go.
There you go.
There you go.
There you go,
That's
bud.
as full screen as you're going to get. Okay. So
You don't tell me how full my screen's going to be.
This is crazy. And Sarge, you're going to love this. And Budget, you'll probably love this one too. So it's Rent-A-Cop pulls gun on uniformed sheriff's deputy in an IRS building. So this sheriff's deputy comes to the IRS building because he got a letter in the mail, something to do with the IRS. So he goes, stops in. He's in uniform. He's carrying, and he walks into the building, walks upstairs, whatever, goes up the elevator, and goes to go into the room. And the security guard asks him to disarm, and he says no. He says, I can't do that. So I'm just going to play it. I'll let it play for a little bit. And it does. This is from some news station. And they do have some, the cop talks a little bit. So
No, you've got it muted now, right?
yeah.
So
I'm going to
unmute copyrights. No, well, remember what happened last time? You got a copyright strike.
I don't know. All right. I guess we'll leave it unmuted. So, here we go. Okay, so he comes into there. He walks in. Rent-A-Cop sees him. He says, "Well, you need to take your firearm off." And he's like, "No, I'm sorry, I can't do that." Goes to walk out. Rent-A-Cop follows him, pulls a gun on him, and follows him.
Are you kidding me?
This is crazy.
Boy,
So
there
this-
are several kinds of dumb,
the
and you've
officer,
just pole vaulted over it.
So he basically, now I'll tell you what. Now, one other thing too. Now I'm no cop, right? I'm about as far away from a cop as you can get.
Sorry, your
alarm's
timer's going off.
Your biscuits are burning.
Your biscuits are burning. Mute yourself, boy.
Jesus
You
Christ.
can't even hear us over it.
Oh, I can hear you.
Then mute.
What?
Your
Mute.
beeping's going off again.
There.
I wonder if
There.
there we go. All right. So the cop comes out. He goes to go down the elevator. He's like, screw this. And in the interview he did, he thought, I thought this guy was going to shoot me. I was waiting for it. He was like, I was walking away from him. He's like, I thought this guy was going to shoot me in the back. He was really amped up, So now here's what's crazy too. Now this is something that Sarge, I think, is going to be like shaking his head about in Budget too. This cop goes to go into the elevator, and the security guy, while he still has the gun in his right hand, grabs at the cop to try and detain him, right, or something. Watch this.
Looks like a good way to get shot.
Even me, I'm like, oh my God, he's still got his gun in his hand. And he starts to grab at him and shit.
Yeah, I think this was in the news a week or two ago, and that security guard lost his job. Superior officer said they have basically it's part of his uniform to wear the gun, and if he takes his gun off to enter that building, then he could actually get in trouble through his department for a uniform violation.
Mm-hmm.
So he had to go back when he was off duty to do his business in that building.
What a maroon.
So now what's funny is, so they called the cops, and the cops that showed up apparently for this event are actually work with the guy. So like the other cops came in and they're like, "What's going on? Where's the guy with the gun?" And they're like, "It's him." And it was one of the guys they work with. And they're like, "What the hell?" Now the cop is actually on at the time of this, this interview that the cop did, he was off on medical leave for like stress induced, PTSD or whatever, like some kind of,
Aneurysm or
emotional
something.
distress. He was in emotional stress, caused by this. He was off on medical leave. Whether what that means, I don't know.
Remember that old thing about what stress is, right? It's the body's reaction from suppressing the desire to choke the living shit out of some asshole.
Yeah.
So that's why he was stressed, because he wanted to choke that dude, but he didn't.
Yeah.
Wait, is Paul Bort there wearing gloves?
Paul Blart. Yeah. Oh yeah. He's got black gloves on. Yeah.
It's like drawing a gun on a police officer is just a bad idea.
A bad name.
Mm-hmm.
What a moron.
So there's that.
Glad he got fired.
So Sarge, I know your biscuits were burning and you had to go, but did you hear and see everything?
I'd seen that video before.
Oh, you have?
Yeah, it was a complete overreaction.
I couldn't believe that shit when I saw it. I could not believe it. I was like, oh my God, this guy is in a lot of trouble.
God dang, I am sick of Patriot.
Do hold on.
Such a jealous little guy.
Hold on. Do I?
He's riding you dry, man.
Out of him.
He's riding that apple fritter and he's riding it hard, boy.
Gosh almighty.
I mean, oh wait, never mind. Midnight already put somebody back in the green room, so I think Patriot, if you can get your nose off the happy sugar, we can have you in here, and you and Sarge can go at it with 2x4s.
God, I mean, he goes at me. I don't go at him. He's just so jealous.
He's turning into Matt and Yankee, Mr. Anti-Cop.
Sarge,
go out together.
I was going to say, the one person that will agree with the security guard is Patriot.
Sarge, I love you, man. Do you capture?
I think that's
follow?
No, well, guess what? I don't love you.
I think that's a typo, Patriot.
Oh,
no. I'm done with him.
This is like a bad 80s teen movie where you got the blind guy loving on the cop and the cop doesn't love him back. Actually, this sounds like the next Oscar bait movie.
Okay.
Patriot,
movie, we're all right.
If you ever grow yourself a majestic mustache like that, you'll understand.
It's time to quit trying to grind the chat to a halt and, quit embarrassing yourself.
Well, it is the closer. I mean, it does go down the drain, and drains sometimes have grinders in them.
Now, we didn't have any sound on that, but what was the security guard's motivation going after the cop?
Who knows?
Once the cop turned around and said, "Okay, I'll leave."
I don't know. You know what? That's a good question, because I mean, it would be interesting to have somebody ask that security guard that question, like, okay, when he turned around and started to leave, why in the hell did you pursue him and try to
fire him?
Yeah.
I mean, if he up until that point, he was doing the right job. It's a federal building, and if the law and if it's that the officer can't come in there with a firearm, and that's the law.
Told him to leave,
or
and
whatever.
He did. Yeah.
Right.
And the cop turns to leave, and he pulls his gun on him. What is the?
Yeah, but that officer, in all seriousness, I don't care. No federal building ever tells an officer, a uniformed officer on duty going in there to take care of something real quick, is going to say one word about the officer carrying a firearm in there.
I understand that, but
I mean, but yeah, I understand that. I'm just saying. And if that guy told him to leave, so the officer didn't think anything about it. He walked in just like he probably does the post office on a daily basis to pick up the police department's mail that day or something, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And this,
And,
ladies and gentlemen, is why you never buy imitation bacon. Always
Yeah.
go for the
And
real
like
bacon
he
bits.
said, the guy said you need to disarm. He says I can't disarm. So I guess he said, I'll go and come back later. And that wasn't good enough for the guy. What are you going to disarm him there? Or are you going to let him leave? I think you should let him leave. I don't. He was
G-Web's had a
picking
good
the wrong
point.
fight.
The security guard probably never saw that gun in a building. He saw a gun in that building before. He was probably thought it was a scam.
I guess that's possible. People do impersonate officers. Who knows? I mean, maybe he thought, "Oh my God, I'm just this is it. This is the big time. These guys dressed up like cops are gonna rob the place." Who knows?
Let's see. LW Federal Building Firearms Law D subsection A shall not apply to 1. Lawful performance of official duties by officer, agent, or employee of the United States, comma, a state or political subdivision thereof. Gun website says this is from the FBI website. Federal law regulations are not superseded by LEOSA. Qualified officers may not carry weapons onto an aircraft under the Act.
Now, technically speaking, the deputy was not permitted to bring the firearm into there.
Because he
Absolutely,
wasn't in the official performance of his duties. You're right. He was doing something personal.
exactly. Because he was attending to personal business.
Yeah,
That
true.
being said,
Property.
tell the guy to leave and don't try to be John frickin' Wayne and arrest the guy. I mean, once he started to leave, your job's over. You're having worked security in my youth. The very first thing that you learn is that A, you're not a cop, and B, your job is to observe and report. Those are the two,
Bort Mall Cop.
1 and 2. It's not your job to detain somebody. You know, that weapon that he had is there for defense in case somebody tried to attack and do harm. That's not to hold a suspect at gunpoint to try to detain him. That's just dumb as crap, and he deserved to be fired for that because you don't do that. Tell the guy
Take the hill you're willing to die
call the
on.
cops and let them deal with it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I guess when I worked
at him for.
I guess when I worked at the police department, anytime I worked days, I had to go pick up the mail because they had a PO box at the post office. So I guess I was in my official duties to go in there and pick up the police department's mail in the post office, so it wasn't an issue.
Mm-hmm.
Carry a
Well, that you're probably related
It's-
to 2 people in there, right?
well, I knew him my whole life,
Yeah.
but you stood around and
Well,
talked for an extra 15
now
minutes.
that just brings up a thing. Is it technically illegal? Yes, but it's not going to be an issue until somebody makes it into an issue.
Mm-hmm.
Paul Bort there made it into an issue.
Yeah, if he would have simply just told him, "Hey, I can't let you in here with your firearm on,"
Hey, go put it in the car, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Just stay.
And then the cop leaves, and he goes back, and even that's the thing. Like, if it's a rule, if it's a law, then it is. And I think, you have to be and I mean, you guys correct me if I'm wrong. I mean, people break laws all the time without knowing they're breaking the law, and that I'm sure there's been tons of times where you guys have been like, hey, you can't do that,
Or like,
and
hey,
after
don't
slap
do that,
under,
please.
you get your slap on the wrist and you go home. Patriot says if only a firefighter could have held up at gunpoint till the cops showed up.
Patriot, you're about 45 minutes behind in the chat.
Too bad there wasn't a
Yeah, never saw that one coming.
Boom, boom. Oh, you sightsless bastard, you.
It was obviously payback for a previous speeding ticket. It could have been.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well,
what we're missing is that officer should have just told the security guard that he wasn't there on business. He was just traveling through.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there you go. I'm just traveling.
It's like, hey, bud, the office of the assessor here, it's a shortcut to my office. Police officer has a responsibility as a sworn officer to follow through on Some crimes, even if they personally don't want to, a security guard has no authority. AFAIK elemental PQRS.
As far as I know.
Oh, as far as I know. Okay.
I'm sorry, I do not speak your fancy computer
That's
language.
what that means, as far as I know.
Yeah, are you
That's
guys
a
that
good
old?
one.
Yeah, that's a good one. I like that.
Okay,
Well,
I just
now
saw
here's the
AF and
thing,
K and
like-
thought it was like away from keyboard
But see,
internally.
on the other hand, a lot of people will say that the police get to pick and choose every single law they want to enforce. Because that brings up a lot of, things that I have to hear on a daily basis.
That seems like sounds like a hell of a long topic right there.
Yeah, that's why
I will be here till next week. In other words, no security guard has an obligation to follow people.
And in many cases, they're instructed not to.
No, that's
We should just
I
start
mean, he could
bringing up laws and see if Sarge agrees with them or not.
just get his name badge and let
Give
him
me a
go
book.
and call in.
Give me a book of laws.
I don't know what it is for a federal building, but I know like a lot of retail, it's just you're there to point to the cops. Yeah, them and them stole that and that. Or to just be a deterrent or tell the kids, hey, put the beer back on the shelf.
Well, he's armed security, so there may be a little more. You may have more responsibilities.
Your responsibilities are don't shoot yourself, don't shoot somebody else, sit at the desk.
Well, around here, like the casinos and stuff, they have armed security. They're literally not allowed to draw their weapon unless someone has fired a shot. That is the Cherokee Nation's rules on it, literally.
But that's its own sovereign nation.
Yeah.
It's not.
But
the
they
United
are not
States of
allowed
America.
to draw their weapon. They have to. It has to be a marshal to draw his weapon.
In that range TM, he's a security officer. And is there a legal or more than semantical difference between security officer and security guard?
I don't know about that. I don't think that's actual.
Oh wait, sorry. Sorry, I got the two mixed up. It was Kinky. He just posted something underneath Patriot, and I thought Patriot said it. Never mind, it's just Kinky. Ignore it. I mean, why should we listen to someone who wasn't even the best name on best name on the chats? And hate mail in 3, 2, 1. And Pink Panther saying, in retail we can't stop them anymore. Saj. The days of knockout dragouts are over. So you can't bum rush people or can't give them the bum's rush.
Dang, Kinky's upset. He can't backstab or give him a bum rush.
Well, no, that was Pink.
Oh, sorry. I thought you said it was Kinky. Oh, yeah.
No.
Yeah, when you
Pink.
said bum, you just assumed it was Kinky.
Yeah, I just assumed it was Kinky.
No. The bum rush was my little artistic flair. Pink Panther says apparently someone got stabbed or shot, so we had a policy. Okay, so it's the policy in just the retail chain he works at. But I think that's pretty. I think that'd be pretty universal. For people.
Some of them will tackle and grab people.
I don't know. For a retail, and yes, I know we're drifting away from a rent-a-cop for a federal building versus your local 5 and 10. That, I don't know, for them it's just less liability to tell their security personnel, hey, observe, report, be a good witness than, oh, you just tackled this pregnant mother who you thought was stole something and she just had a miscarriage. Nothing in a store is worth the lawsuit. Yeah.
Especially with insurance.
Mm-hmm. Insurance, and then people are ever so sue happy.
Yeah.
And whether it's just the person or whether it's some of the sleazier lawyers saying, hey, you know what? You could this is $1 million case if I ever saw it. And I'm saying that because I get exactly 95%. George Cortez says only private law enforcement officers enforce law in the client's property. G-Webs is saying every place I have worked just said to leave shoplifters alone. I didn't realize you had to worry about shoplifters at AOL.
They're stealing them damn free discs.
I mean, God, well, no, it wasn't the floppy disk, but when they went over to putting them on CDs and people realized you could use them as a signal mirror, I mean, street price on those things went up just astronomically from being worth almost nothing to mostly
a little
nothing.
less than nothing.
George Cortez clarified, security only enforces clients' policies. Okay. Travis T. Oh, did he leave the chat? My local Walmart LPO.
Loss prevention officer.
Okay. Chased people into the parking lot and drug them back inside. Now, Travis, that's like half a story. You need to tell us, like, what's the rest of the story.
That's like shooting somebody in your front step and saying, well, just drag him inside.
Oh, roll call pulled his gun on him.
Yeah, true. That is true.
G-Web says that's a good way to get stabbed over rocks at Cracker Jacks. They still make Cracker Jacks?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Definitely.
Guess
they just
what we
don't have a
have.
very good toy in them anymore. Yes, Budget, you need to ask Roll Call that story. Just make him tell you that story.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Last time I had Cracker Jacks.
The loss prevention officer pulled a gun on a shoplifter?
Oh, he's not a law prevention officer.
No, just an employee. As an employee.
Oh, holy shit.
Uh-oh.
Indeed.
I think Pink just incriminated himself. He said, of course it didn't stop me an hour ago from stopping someone who bagged up a bunch of stuff and tried to walk out. I just grabbed the bags and told him to get out.
Mm-hmm.
Every time I see AOW, I expect it to be followed up with ASL. Too many alphabet soup. I'm sorry I started this.
Yeah. I don't know what ASL is.
As
Sign language?
American Sign Language, yeah.
Cracker Jacks are now only in a bag now with the paper.
No, I just saw him in the box just yesterday, as a matter of fact. I hadn't seen him in a box in a long time.
Now, was it
3 little boxes together?
Pass slowly.
That's obnoxious. That's a gun snob again.
Age, sex, location. No,
right.
well, I remember, the Cracker Jack toys were always like a little fold-out cardboard thing.
It's like a half a sticker now. It used to, at least you got a tattoo or something you could fold up. I remember getting like little games in there where you made like a little ball and a little goal or something.
Now, Snob, were these boxes of Cracker Jacks, were they at the retirement village, or were they at an actual box store? Not like a specialty like Dick's 5 and 10, who are Dick's for not stocking Diet Beef Soda Zero, all the beef flavor with none of the fat or regret.
Screw, they were at Target.
The boxes of Cracker Jacks while they were snapping peas and shucking corn.
They were at Target, by the way.
Ooh, the hipsters Walmart.
I shucked some corn tonight.
Whoa,
Did you snap any peas
whoa,
or beans or?
Oh!
Who's
Yep.
in the box?
Me and Gary got in
We had
trouble.
a barbecue.
We had an old person talk last week, and now never going to hear the end of it.
Well, I mean, you were the one who was munching on.
Talk. I was just waiting for you two to talk about how the weather used to be back in the Dust Bowl.
You don't know what hot is. Back in my day, the sun was 1,000,000 miles closer to the earth than it is now. Goddamn pussies.
400 of those 522 messages was you and Gary being old together.
Yes.
You're like, I remember the day when Werthers would be sold in a jar for a penny.
What's even better though is I randomly put a message in there that says Sarge loves the Yankee Marshal or something, just about like what you did. And out of 522 messages, the bastard finds it.
I couldn't help it.
Oh, you crazy brother channel partners.
Jumped right out at you. All right. So, next topic.
Yes, please.
Bueller.
So, I was actually it was Sports World Tulsa. Snob, you want to give Sports World Tulsa a plug quick?
Sure. What is the topic?
You don't have to. Just give them a plug.
Oh, visit sportsworldtulsa.com for all your firearm needs in Northeast Oklahoma. I almost said for all your Pro 2A swag needs. So
It's fucking weak, man.
Yeah, I know.
That's
Did you ever go back and listen to Friday night yet, Ape?
Of the gun stab is the shilling of the gun stab only. It does not reflect the shilling of Midnight Ranger or anybody else on the panel.
Thank you.
No,
All
I
right,
did
so-
not. I fell asleep in my recliner and I enjoyed every minute of it.
So Tulsa, Sports World Tulsa put up an Instagram post last week of a gentleman that was that served on the USS Arizona. He had passed away, and they were bringing him back to Oklahoma for his, services. He was one of six men alive, six sailors alive. So now there's five that were at Pearl Harbor during the bombing on the Arizona. Yeah, I don't know if it was Pearl Harbor, if there was only six left at Pearl Harbor or from the Arizona. I think it was just from the Arizona. So,
Considering the Pearl Harbor was the last place the Arizona ever floated.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm saying they were saying he was they were saying one of six left. I didn't know if it was one of six from the Arizona or one of six from the entire people that were at.
Gotcha.
I don't know, but probably just the Arizona. But I forget how old he was. He was older, for sure. He was up there. So that's just something that got me thinking a lot last week. And just think about this generation that's the greatest generation. They're almost gone. There's not a whole lot of them left. And all this stuff's going on, with not just gun rights, but just rights in general. And what's they're the eroding away of our rights. And you think about these old timers, these that were from World War II, and what would they think? What do they think about it? What do they say? And then I watched. And then let me pull this up here.
No and then.
Share this.
Other than fried rice and orange chicken.
So then I watched this video of the best moments of the Democratic Socialists of America National Convention of 2019. Am I screen sharing?
Oh boy.
Oh, epic fails.
We're gonna do this with sound. I don't give a shit. I gotta
figure it out.
Yeah, whatever. So
just remember to keep talking over it.
There is one specific part that is more bananas than the rest. Okay.
That's gotta be bad.
Yeah, it really. Yeah, there's one little block of this that really makes you shake your head.
What was that again?
So
thank you. Clip saved.
It's really crazy because the whole way through this convention, it's so bizarre. It's like these guys are these people are from another planet almost. At the very beginning, there was a guy that gave like a little opening speech, and he said, no clapping, no waving of the banners, no hissing, which fucking people actually hiss. I didn't even know people hissed any. Like that sounds like something from Family Guy. Like they hiss, Yeah. They have special rooms set up for people.
You okay there?
With no sound, video, so that they can go in there and be in like their little safe space. They even said like if you're in the completely quiet room, that you're not supposed to wear any strong aggressive scents because it might be offensive to somebody. They call each other comrade. It's crazy. And during the this meeting here, when somebody stands up in the audience, if they have something to add or if they have a question or whatever, they grab the mic and they say, point of privilege. It's just the wildest, weirdest shit. This meeting that they did, the person that did this video did like a compilation. He did a really good job of it. It's crazy. It's Mitch Allo, Mitchhollow, or Mitchalo. Seems like a pretty cool dude. Did a good job. So if you want to go watch it, you can watch it there. Mitchalo's station, channel, whatever. And as you watch through this convention, it's the most clusterfucked, weird thing I've ever seen. They get almost nothing done. It's just a bunch of like whining and people interjecting with like bullshit. And then they try and do a vote.
That's like my show.
Yeah, they're doing this. It's funny you say that, because they try to do a vote on some of the rules for the convention, and they try to do it on computers, and the computer system goes down. So they had technical difficulties. Yeah. So then they tried to do it with like cards and people. It was a mess. It was a mess. But this is really crazy because just one clip really sums up this whole thing. We'll play it here. Son of a bitch.
You got to unmute it. You have to click unmute.
Shut up.
Some of them bitch.
Did you click share sound also?
Hey, this is my show too.
He did that.
Okay, so this guy down here in the bottom right.
I think he thinks we heard it.
Could you not hear that?
No, you didn't click share sound, I guess.
Oh shit! Fuck. Now how do I go and do that?
Just completely unscreen share it and do it over again, and it says include sound.
I did. Yeah, son of a bitch. Okay. Son of a bitch.
You don't have to worry about all the shit with XSplit. Just saying.
One more time. Shut up.
Says Mr. Technical Difficulties himself.
Yeah, right.
Hey, I just couldn't get my fancy ass macros to work. That's all. If I'd have done it tried to do it caveman style, it would have worked fine.
Possibly.
It's schmancy.
Okay, let me go back in here. Sorry about that. I'm sorry. This is as bad as the right of the people. Good God. It's horrible.
Holy shit. You're approaching that dumpster fire? Damn.
Yeah. Okay, we will go back to. Okay. So we got that all set up.
Is Sarge meditating or sleeping?
I don't know. Either way, it's fine.
I'm awake.
Just trying to figure out whether jelly donuts or cream sticks are better.
That's Patriot.
Always apple fritters.
Oh, man. Okay. Sorry, I'm not super intuitive yet. I'm still learning to do.
God damn it, I was muted that whole time.
You had good jokes and you didn't even get them out.
Well, no, Budget just said cream stick. What the hell is that? Is that another name for a filled long john or what?
What the hell is Filled Long John? The name for a cream stick?
Long John.
Well,
is like,
well, look, I'm
sucks.
I
trying
am
to
not anything called cream stick.
I'm trying to figure out whether you're talking about a donut or whether you're trying to question the sexual orientation and preferences of our.
It is a rectangular pastry filled with cream in the center and generally iced.
Yeah, that's a long john.
Yeah, that's a long john.
Around here, they're called cream sticks.
Yeah, you're in a weird state.
Well, cream sticks could be are slightly phallic sounding, so.
Only if you're already bent that way.
Unmute it now first.
Yep. I will.
Unmute, sir. Unmute yourself.
Cream
All right.
stick.
Let's give this. Shut up. Let's give this one more shot here. Okay, so the guy, gentleman, I say guy. He says guy. Okay, when he says guy, if you look just to his left, there's a person with like bright pink hair. That
Yeah.
person goes ape shit because he used the word guys, and it's a super big trigger. So let's watch this. It's pretty funny.
The demands that we want and to win socialism. Thank you so much.
Quick point of privilege. Quick point of personal privilege.
Yes.
Guys, first of all, James Jackson, Sacramento, he, him. I just want to say, can we please keep the chatter to a minimum? I'm one of the people who's very, very prone to
she just raised her fist and
chatter going on.
stood up.
It's making it very difficult for me to focus.
So
please,
pissed.
Can we I know we're all fresh and ready to go, but can we please just keep the
shook
chatter
her
to a minimum?
fist
It's affecting my
It's like,
ability to focus.
God damn you! You dare use a gender-specific pronoun!
Here we go.
Point of personal privilege.
Yes.
Please do not use gendered language to address everyone.
Oh my god.
Okay, that is the funniest,
holy
most hilarious.
Fuck.
Jesus.
Please don't use gender-specific.
I'm gonna probably lose my YouTube channel because I pretty much start out with every video with "Hey guys."
Yeah.
I'm screwed. That's why I can't grow on YouTube. That's the problem.
You know what?
I don't really mean hey men. I don't mean that.
You know what? There's two ways we can solve this. We can either start calling everybody it, or we just all call everybody Jonas.
Well, pretty much everybody that spoke that would take the microphone and they would say their name, like, "Hi, my name's, John Smith. My preferred pronouns are he, him, they, or something." Everybody said that. Like, it's just everything is so.
It's a big circle jerk. That's all it is.
It's so over the top. Everybody is walking on eggshells. Everybody is delicate. Everybody is like, just like, you can tell they're like white knuckling it to like get through.
It looks like in that situation, there's nothing anyone can say that wouldn't offend someone in the room.
Just about, yeah.
Just no matter what it is.
That's a good thing, though. Really, I'm very glad they're like that. I think it's absolutely wonderful that they're like that. Because they're going to be so busy arguing with each other over what they call themselves that they're not going to get shit done. So keep at it.
Well, and that's what I was saying. I was talking to some of the guys, sent the link to a couple.
Hey! Do not use gender-specific language. Golly.
I sent it to the guys because I only sent it to guys, to male, so it's okay.
Are you sure?
Hey,
was that what they said they wanted to be called?
Snob?
That's true.
All I've got to say is suck it up, Buttercup.
But either way.
I feel sexually harassed having heard that now.
Right.
Who you calling Buttercup?
I don't.
Just go up there and say, "Hey, you people."
What do you mean, you people?
Some of us identify as elephants.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, sir. Oh, sorry. I'm sorry, elephant. Everyone who identifies themselves as a non-humanoid mammalian person, your meeting's actually down in 23A.
An attack helicopter.
Which is where ape is.
And it's like, oh, hello, people.
When I sent this to the guys at work, I was like, listen, you got to watch this shit. You got to watch this. And it is amazing. It's just like what Budget said about not getting anything done. That's exactly what I said to him. I was like, you watch this and I can't believe that they will ever get anything accomplished, because this whole 3 hour, I think it was like a 3 hour meeting convention or whatever, got nothing done. All they did was talk, and it was they got a vote. They started the vote. They couldn't do the vote because the computer went down. Then they started to do a vote with cards, and somebody said that they weren't counting the cards right, so they had to stop. It was a clusterfuck. It was amazing.
But they've got everybody tuned in to call it. They're getting everybody to buy into their shit. So you say they're never going to get anything done, except they're buying into their shit and they're getting shit done.
How is that happening?
How's what happening?
How are these clusterfuck idiots getting people to buy into their shit?
Because it's the same way they always do. It's about feelings and free shit. And it's like, oh, I feel slightly worse, but these people will accept me, kind of a thing. Or it's just, oh, I can be an opinionated, moronic person and yell at the top of my lungs, and everyone else is doing it over here, so I'm might as well. Sir, is that a tiny yeet cannon?
Me?
Or are you just playing with a bottle of Windex? Oh no, it's your three-legged stool.
I'm gonna put that.
Forge.
Yes, Sarge. You're going to hear about it 4 years from now, also.
Shh, that's a side chat.
There's a link
Secret
to it if
chat.
anybody wants to watch that guy's video.
Secret chat.
He put some effort into it, so it'd be nice to share it.
Mm-hmm.
It was pretty cool. So, yeah, I mean, so it's just kind of it was kind of funny to me that I was sort of thinking about these old timers and what it was like.
What the hell are you doing, son?
Huh?
Snob at that thing 3 knuckles deep.
I had it right here.
I'm furry triggered now.
Snob. Are you trying to arouse people in the chat?
Yeah. So is Pink a female panther? I mean, I've met it, but I didn't think it was a female panther, but maybe I'm wrong.
It's whatever it chooses to be.
Yeah, I mean, I had to call it it. I didn't want to say
Well,
him
now-
because I didn't want to
Don't
offend
say
him.
Now
it.
hold on. If you are a self-proclaimed furry, do you therefore forfeit your right to have a gender pronoun? Or are you just a asexual furry?
Ozzy says you can blame it on participation trophies. Yeah, that don't help.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It was just kind of it's kind of odd to me. Like I was thinking about some of the the people from the born in like the 20s and 30s, and how the greatest generation, and then fast forward
something
60 years, fast forward a couple decades to this, and it's like, Jesus Christ, what would they think?
Let me
How-
ask you something.
How ashamed would they be?
Who started this shit?
Beats
It's the
me.
greatest generation's kids.
Right.
So it's the greatest generation's
Boomers.
fault for not teaching their kids not to be dumbasses.
Yeah.
They got home from the war and said, "Fuck it, I'm done." I'm kind of being facetious, but it is the greatest generation's kids that started this with the hippie bullshit, and then their kids, which would be my generation, the Gen Xers, had the millennials who became the complete fucking snowflakes.
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy. I suggest you watch it. It'll have you shaking your head. And it blew, like the first time I heard them when they addressed one of the other people there, they say, "Yes, comrade." That was like, what? Like, are you
It's
calling
like,
me?
well, we
Jesus
want to be like the USSR. We want to be respected. They say comrade, so we're comrade. Isn't that right, comrade? Oh, yes, comrade. That's right.
Yeah, it's
They must
pretty.
not have read Animal Farm, or if
Oh,
they
no,
did,
no,
they entirely different message from it.
Mm-hmm. Commies are hippies. Commies hate hippies. Love. I think they can kind of intermingle. I mean, the people who are into love and peace for all are kind of into the whole collectivist socialism, I would say.
We got gear websites here. That means G must be on both chats.
Mm-hmm.
He's over there on Night Strike. Night Strike, that son of a bitch trying to quark me.
No, he's trying to chamber you.
Whoa.
Right.
I don't think that's okay. Uh-oh.
That almost called for giggity.
Somebody's being oppressed out there.
Sir, you just committed a triple hate crime. You're against midgets, you're against trannies, and you're against hookers. What do you have against hookers? They just want to make you happy for a nominal rate, which you later discuss behind the VIP curtain.
No sex in the champagne room, they say.
They say.
It is. Teachers are warped by communists. Yeah. I don't know. He put the law down. Put the law down, man.
It
What's in the
fought the law and the law won.
Yeah. if you have a bushy mustache, are you considered a furry? Not if it's just the mustache.
Well, no, you have to have at least the ears and one other appendage. So either like a tail or the furry claw hands or something like that. And it's furry light. It's kind of like Catwoman.
I think Patriot drank too much. Got into Grandpa's cough medicine. Talking about the greatest generation. He got into Grandpa's cough medicine tonight.
And Grandpa's cough medicine wasn't no diluted down 30%.
It was straight liquid methamphetamines.
Grandpa's cough medicine was usually the same stuff you used to peel the paint off the aluminum siding.
Ugh.
The yuppies have ruined Sturges towing their bikes behind RVs, wearing everything Harley sells for the old bikers. No Triple Trees Kickstart's all gone now.
Yeah, you don't see a whole lot of Kickstarters. Every once in a while.
Yeah.
Little rat bikes.
I'd say it's too big to kickstart them now. Break a fucking leg trying to kickstart a bike now. They're all fuel injected. You can't kickstart a fuel injected bike.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. I see electric starts on them as just a convenience and reliability thing.
Patriot
but yes,
Jaeger.
But yes, towing them behind it or having your toy hauler and then just using it to tootle around, like, yeah. And I'm not even that big into motorcycles. Can't kick certain skinny jeans. Oh, yes, you can. It's only you don't usually want to see the people who try to.
Yeah, you'll explode one of your nuts if you get your one leg up too high. You got to watch out.
Besides, I can't really see anybody who's into skinny jeans being a motorcycle. It's more, I see them more as like a moped or a Vespa crowd.
You're getting a disapproving look.
What? You know I wasn't being crazy doing nothing.
I guess I'll have to pull the video.
I'll make that go away.
No, I'll have to pull up the screenshot.
Nobody wants to see that. Everybody's seen this before.
No, yep. That's fine.
Oh, well. I can't even get rid of the damn thing.
Oh, wait. I think
all
Sarge
I have to say
Sarge needs a little pat.
Is just wait.
Sarge needs a little pat on the head.
Just wait.
Now,
but like he might have a cream stick there.
Hey, this ain't a cream stick. This is a mute stick. Here we go. Just a little pat. Little pat on the head.
You're creeping me out with your monkey fingers there.
How about this one?
Oh.
That one?
It's got some banana on it.
No, chocolate.
That
one's rat poison.
Oh, man.
I think I'll just pull a screenshot out of that and put it on Instagram tomorrow.
I did not post that to Instagram.
You just posted it just now?
I just found it on Instagram. Just randomly found it on Instagram.
Just
random. Like completely random, because you don't know anybody here that would have spent several hours in the vehicle with Sarge to take the picture. I mean,
Obnoxious is being eerily quiet.
I promise he will regret that at some point when I find when I take a super embarrassing picture of him and then just immediately put it up.
I shall strike you down with righteous fury and vengeance.
What are you gonna
do? No. Just it's fair. Just wait.
He's all hopped up on birch beer. You better watch out.
Except drinking ginger ale.
What'd you do with that last one? You guys drank 5 there. You had one.
My aunt.
Oh, good. She like it?
Oh yeah, she loved it.
Does she want some more of it? Does she try so hard?
I've never gone on to try and see if you can order this stuff. This is good shit though. I like this one a lot. Yep. So anything else? Any other topics?
I don't know. I think everybody else everybody else has covered, being able to strangle yourself with thin air. So.
Yeah, Epstein's, boy, that's a goddamn mess, isn't it?
I mean,
that I know nothing about the Clintons.
Mm-hmm.
My doctor has advised me to make that statement.
Well, and some of the early reports were not correct either, as far as like I had seen one where they said he had a cellmate with him at the time, and now I heard that he didn't. So I don't know it's who knows. I don't know that we're ever going to know. Well, the issues with the camera, right? I mean, it's pretty conspiracy-ish.
You guys
Pretty
did see that Sarge sent this to me, so I know it's real because he's got insider information. But you saw the last visitor he had, right?
Oh, is it? Yeah,
I mean, I know that's good. I know that's good information because it came from Sarge. So
yeah.
Damn. First, you try and kill me with your voice on Gary's chat. Now you're trying to burn my eyeballs out.
Yeah.
Look, this is all big.
Why I think this stinks to high heaven is that this guy had a previous suicide attempt, quote unquote, while in custody, correct?
Right.
In my facility, if we had someone who had a suicide attempt, particularly if it were someone in a high profile case like this, I mean, we would do it with anyone, don't get me wrong, but there would just be some extra care taken to make sure that everything was done on the up and up with a high profile case.
Oh, yeah, and it doesn't get a whole lot more high profile than this.
You would be wearing a green padded suit and nothing else. And the suit is designed in such a way that you cannot hang yourself with it. You cannot kill yourself with it. And he would be eye to eye being watched, even so far as when you take a shower or take a shit, someone's watching you. He would be watched 24/7, 365. I find it very strange that he was able to kill himself in custody when he should be on a suicide watch of some sort. As someone who worked in production
How long would that suicide watch
for
last?
years, what do I know?
How long would that suicide watch last?
Forever.
In a case like this, they would be very, very cautious about taking him off of it. He would,
till the case is done.
Even if he were taken off from the eye to eye, there would be very frequent checks done on him, and I think with a case like this, they wouldn't. I mean, he'd be on it for a while. I mean, he'd have to be assessed as being no risk to kill himself or slight risk to kill himself by one of their psychological professionals, who would be, in a case like this, extremely reluctant to remove him from those precautions.
Mm-hmm.
They don't give a shit about paying overtime when it comes to stuff like that. Just, just sounds kind of weird. Travis says the Clinton suicide watch is very different from the jail suicide watch. Yeah,
and this is
and he'd already attempted, so they would be watching it 100% for quite some time.
Well, isn't that the thing where see, I don't know what's correct and what's not as far as some of the statements either. They had said that he had 100% supervision, then they pulled that, and then something they said they had technical difficulties with the camera. Is that true? That's out there, them saying that?
Well,
I don't know. I hadn't heard that.
Well, of course they pulled it. Whenever you get checks, whenever you get a transfer into a foreign bank account, you'll do anything you need to have done.
Yeah.
The whole thing smells awful damn fishy to me.
Yeah, I'm not a big.
And I can tell you that if they were using a camera to watch him, which you should never do, it should always be eye to eye. But if they were using a camera to watch him, and they did have technical difficulties with the camera, they would immediately dispatch an officer to go stand eye to eye and watch until the camera was fixed.
Yeah.
It sounds. Yeah, it don't sound right.
Yeah,
Smell
I'm
sounds
not
of
a
thieves.
I'm not a very, and my wife will tell you this. I'm not a huge conspiracy theorist. Like, there's a lot of times things happen. I'm just like, meh, shit happens. Like, I don't know. Like, uh, I don't really dig into them all that much. Sometimes I do. Sometimes I think it's interesting. The JFK one that we were talking about last week or 2 weeks ago, I got really kind of interested in all that. But this one, I'm like, man, this is just too. This makes no goddamn sense. This dude is the most high profile criminal in the world right now. Maybe not in the world, but you know what I mean.
Was.
Yeah, it was. You know, I mean,
Tara has a good point.
It was.
Yeah, that's true.
His doctor was named Kevorkian. I don't know.
Yeah.
But once again,
Um,
on the advice of medical professionals, I would like to state for the record that I have absolutely no knowledge of any criminal activities involving any of the Clintons whatsoever. And if I did, I would keep my mouth shut.
But Budget, what'd you tell me the other night? You were going to tell me that secret you wanted to tell
Yeah,
me.
it was some kind of like it was something like blow it wide open, put that bitch in jail for forever or something like that.
No, that
That's what
was
she was gonna tell
Patriot
I
that
was
said
talking
that.
about the Russian collusion.
Oh.
No, that was
That's about
Patriot that
the-
has all the information on the Clintons.
What's that?
Patriot has all the information on the Clintons. Patriot in the dark.
I heard it was Cory
So-
Booker and Kamala Harris.
there you go.
So 9mm is saying, I heard he was in paper clothes and biodegradable sheets that you physically can't commit suicide with.
Yeah, there would be some sort of suicide garment that he would be wearing. Either the way super flimsy that would break, or something that was real super thick and padded that you just can't tie a knot in. One of the two.
I don't know. Couldn't you, well, if you could ball it up enough and jam it down into your windpipe, you'd choke yourself.
Well, sure you could if you weren't on
Being watched.
eye. If you weren't being
Okay,
watched,
no.
probably
Well,
like
here's
you're
the thing.
supposed to
But
be.
he wasn't being watched, was he?
Apparently not.
And even, no, I'm just saying that someone is determined enough. I mean, unless you put him in like a like a really padded cell and really kind of lock them down, they're going to find some way of killing themselves, even if it's bashing their skull against the wall until they're unconscious.
Oh yeah, I've seen guys. I've seen guys actually literally bite a chunk out of their wrist and swallow it, like and take a freaking $50 size chunk and swallow the damn thing and watch the blood. Yeah, I've seen that. So you're absolutely right, but you know, you again, with a case like this, I don't think it would be like Joe Schmo coming in that says, I'm going to kill myself, and then they do whatever and keep half-hearted watch. With a guy like this, they're going to make sure all their I's are dotted and their T's are crossed until they're paid not. I mean, until, you know.
Until technical
the inevitable
difficulties happen and...
It just can't be helped, and the Clintons are responsible in absolutely no way, shape, or form.
It was an act of God. We had absolutely nothing, I say nothing, that we could do to prevent it.
Correct.
By God, you mean that's what they named their checkbook?
I mean the invisible
Not
man
all
in the sky.
scholars.
I mean the invisible entity in the sky that takes pleasure in giving people cancer and killing puppies. And I win. I have killed the chat yet again.
Well, I don't know. There's not a whole lot to say about it other than I can't imagine anybody looking at the whole situation and not thinking that
it's like,
yeah, even you could be the bottom most person that, you know, believes conspiracy theories and shit, and you'd look at that and be like, God damn, that's just too much.
That's mighty peculiar.
Yeah.
I don't think this means what you think it means, kind of thing.
I'm not a conspiracy theory person at all. I very rarely think there's any weight to them, but this one, yes, there's definitely something. Has to be.
Everybody who's ever had anything on the Clintons or threatened to be a whistleblower on the Clintons in any kind of way has died under strange circumstances. Either they've been mugged or they've committed suicide.
6
It
shots
has
in the
been-
back of the head.
You know,
It has been quite a few.
Yeah, and it's funny that they can always shoot themselves more than once when they're committing suicide in the back.
It's those fully semi-autos. They just shoot so quickly that even before the recoil pulls it away from your head, it just
they use the bump
obliterates it.
stock.
Yeah.
Slam fire. It's a slam fire.
Mhm.
Yep.
Ozzy says it was just reported that the security guard committed suicide tomorrow.
Nope. It's not gonna. It's gonna be Jack Ruby all over again.
Mm-hmm.
They're gonna be in for questioning. There's gonna be a big. It's gonna be a big media circus, and
Somebody's going to walk up with this concealed in their pocket.
Oh no! It's gonna be one
No,
of those
that
evil
thing
black
would go
assault
right through
weapons.
any pocket.
It's going to be one of those evil assault weapons, so they can try and push their agenda even further. Of we have to get rid of these horrible evil assault weapons for the children.
That's right. That's how it be.
And I pray to Almighty Crom, I am wrong.
Here's something. You held up your high point there.
Time praying to Crom, he doesn't answer.
No, but you just leave him alone.
That's right.
Bum, ba, ba, ba.
Okay. You got me sharing here?
What the hell?
We're looking at a brand new
Midnight.
No,
Obnoxious is going to go out and buy 3.
What are you doing?
no, listen. Now I don't want anything to do with this thing.
But
what I'm doing is tell me, okay, this is a Springfield XDE. It's a hammer. I think it's single action, double action. I don't know. Tell me that doesn't. If you wiped all that shit off of there, all the logos and shit, that wouldn't look like a freaking high point.
That's what I was just thinking.
No.
It does. All that shit off there. It's high point.
No.
Bullshit. Tell me.
No.
That looks like a CF380.
Looks like a freaking high point. Look at
No,
that.
it doesn't.
Bullshit.
Even if you took the high point and cut it in half, it doesn't look like a high point.
No,
that huge ass center of gravity, that big slide.
That looks like a cross. That looks like a PT 111 got raped by a high point, and that's what came out of it.
I was gonna say a PT 111 and a PPS.
That looks like a cross between a high point and a PT 111 G2. That's exactly what that looks like.
If you wiped that out, if you took the engravings off of that and you put it on a high point boot.
Well, if you took the engravings off it, how would you know where to grip it? Where can I grip it where it's not clearly labeled as a zone for gripping?
Well, that's the reason when I was shooting this gun, I was holding it like this, and I'd get my finger in there, and it would malfunction every time. I don't know what the deal is.
Well, you're a fan of the cigars.
Ass ugly.
Did you call my heat cannon ugly?
I think
George says it looks like a. George says it looks like a high point in a SIG.
C9. Yes, it's ugly, but it works, so I don't care. But it's ugly as shit.
That's like saying your mom's ugly, but she has a job.
And?
But this is a collector's edition. Check this out, Budget. You ever seen this?
Shit. Yeah, I forgot about that.
Budget guns and gear stuff.
Uh-huh.
Right. Hey, I have no problem with people owning high points. I have no problem with people shooting high points. I think there's absolutely a place for them. That does not change the fact that they're not the most cosmetically pleasing firearms in the world.
What are you talking about? It's twice as good looking as this gun.
No.
It's twice as big as that gun.
True. It weighs more than this gun, I bet.
Twice the gun for sure, literally.
I mean, it's not. I mean, it's a lot more beautiful than this. I mean, just carved stainless steel, hand matched stuff. Oh yeah, I found this out. Apparently, the reason why they have all these extra serial numbers on them, when Smith & Wesson made these, they picked a slide, a frame, a barrel, and hand fitted them. But then again, they went with all MIM components to be a cost-saving measure. So no, so take that as it is. Looks like a high point bang to Keltec. No, because I do not see where the two halves of the gun are held together by socketed cap screws and nuts.
I don't give
And
a
I
shit.
have
what
a
you say.
Keltec.
If they would have made that gun and not engraved it at all, not put any logos or anything on it, and you threw it you went to SHOT Show and put it at the High Point booth, people would be like, "Man, the new High Point looks pretty good."
No, the people
would be wrong.
No, or dude, if you put it on the Walther booth, they would have been, oh, Walther's doing a PPS or a PPS with a hammer and a regular magazine release.
Yeah.
Like a first-gen PPS, where it was all blocky and stuff. Now, those are some interesting looking guns.
I think it was theirs.
You know what you won't confuse that with?
Your Taste the Rainbow Yeet cannon?
A SAR 9 from SAR USA.
Where could you get one of those?
At any, well, no, Sports World don't stock these. I'm sure they would be more than happy to order you one, though.
What's that? A Shill 9?
Shill 9.
It's exactly what that is.
The Shill 9.
Don't worry, it's
twice
just
as
jealousy
Instagram.
speaking. That's all.
It's a 9mm plus shill.
USA.
Yeah.
No, it's something that chills 9mm.
Yeah.
And then there's the gun that he's holding.
Brought to you by Oklahoma's Gun Shill.
Remember, ladies and gentlemen, that's the Oklahoma gun shill loophole.
Oh man, I don't know. Anything else, or are we going to shut it down?
It's your show. You got to decide when it's time to do a nice Kevorkian on it.
That's what I hear.
I hear Kevorkian's been pretty busy lately.
You got a
Yeah, he's really raised his price.
Yeah, he got a job at some jail, didn't he?
Yeah, that's what I heard.
Yeah, he was hired on as like some type
Manhattan.
of prevention therapist,
Yeah.
or interventionalist.
Yes, he's their
Intravenous is what I heard.
specialist.
You leave your hoo-hoo being an innie to yourself there.
Whoa.
Well, that's what you said, intravenous.
I said intravenous. You sick bastard. Freaking
Hey.
monkeys.
No,
say-
my parents were married. They might have been drunk, but they were married.
We used to have a guy that we called Zipper Dick because he would shove things up in there all the time, and he had to constantly go get surgery to get them out. And so
Wow,
You guys too?
the joke was that they might as well just install a zipper so they can keep getting out the shit that he keeps shoving in all the time.
Jesus Christ. What the
I
hell,
mean,
man?
Yeah,
We had a guy last year like that.
pieces of broken floor tile, paper,
Get the hell out of here with that.
all up in there. All of it.
It's like I'm sitting here
I mean-
looking at this cell phone screwdriver thinking, man, that looks exciting.
You have to go
I
get
mean-
it taken out. It was just
I mean, there's
holy
being
shit, he hated it when he got arrested.
there's being curious, and then there's just plain weird.
Yeah, well, this guy was, yeah.
Well, Midnight, I think that is definitely a never enough ammo on that note.
Yeah. Jesus.
I think you should have ended it just a few minutes before.
Yeah, probably.
Well, hold on. Is Seven still in the green room? Because I think he might have contaminated Budget Guns and Gear with his. You know that that conversation we had about ending your stories like 5 sentences early?
Before you tell them?
Yeah. Yeah. Knock that shit off before you say something you regret.
Okay, so we got anybody in the back room yet?
Milamia says that's the thing. She's seen it in the OR.
If
Oh.
there is a hole and somebody capable enough, they will shove it any place they can.
I see Sarge.
We had a guy that would do the exact same thing last year.
Yep.
Yeah, where's Boomer been anyway? I haven't seen him in a while.
Either Sarge didn't hear you or he didn't like your joke. He didn't find it funny.
It was something about Boomer. No, I didn't hear it.
I said, yeah, where has Boomer been? I haven't seen him in a while.
Yeah, different guy.
And she says, and light bulbs in the ass. That's like Uncle Fester from the Addams Family.
Yeah, but that's just where they were storing their meth light bulbs. So,
Well, he would put shit there too, and his ears, and everywhere. And then when anytime this one CO worked, if he was working, it was guaranteed that this dude would act out to have to get restrained because he liked him a lot. He wanted to be restrained by this dude.
And the dude's name was Budget Guns and Gear.
No. None of them actually like me in that way, which is totally fine as far as I'm concerned.
It's like, hey, buddy, I realize you have these feelings for me, but there's better ways to get my attention than this. Like, never ever coming back to this facility.
Hey, how is my broadcast? Is it like grainy and choppy like it kind of normally is, or is it pretty?
You talking on the YouTubes?
Yeah.
Good.
Is it better than it normally is?
Yeah, it's really clear.
It's Budget's a little fuzzy.
Okay.
It's just Budget's face.
I moved our modem and router and brought it downstairs. So I wanted to see if that was part of the issue, having it too far away. I also I was talking to a guy. I was telling Sarge I have some points over at Best Buy. I was going to buy a new modem because we're having some issues, or a new router, because it seemed like we were having some issues. And the guy actually recommended. He was pretty cool guy, young kid. He was like, "Hey, if you think you're having trouble with your router, before you buy a new one, go home and change the power strip out." He's like, "I know that sounds crazy, but he's like, a month ago I was having trouble and I bought a new router and I was still having trouble with it. Well, it turns out my power strip was like acting up, was dying. It was like it was an old one. So I bought a new power. I didn't buy like a real expensive one, but I bought a new power strip and I brought that stuff downstairs. So I was interested to see if I had any lag, if it was grainy, or if it was looking pretty sharp, and see if that fixed my issues,
You should have just asked Sarge whenever he came up there to see you to bring you my power strip, the bastard.
I've got it with me.
well, Snobby's got. You didn't recognize what that little cry for help was? Sarge was just sitting there with the power strip, stroking it,
probably
whispering dirty lies into its ear, telling it, I'm going to give you back to Snobby.
I hear my old daddy. He's out there. I used to live in his shop, and now I'm gone.
Yep. I have brought it with me.
I had to steal my son's power strip sometime back to run both my saws.
He laughed about that the whole ride back. I got Snob's power strip.
Bastard.
So there you go. There's your technical advice for the day. Power strips do go bad and can cause your router to act up if it's not getting. That's what he said. He's like, it was acting up and it wasn't getting enough. It wasn't getting a constant flow of power. He said it was like, kind of up and down. He was causing me to lose power, not lose connection, but to get like a bad connection and stuff. So we'll see. My next step was going to be now that it's downstairs, is just hardline it when I do the show. Just buy an inexpensive Ethernet cable and just run a hardline just while I'm doing this.
Yep. That improves it a lot. When I do my show, I run it off my laptop with a hardline through an Ethernet cable. And it looks better than what I'm looking like now on YouTube, because right now I'm on my desktop, which is on Wi-Fi of all things. So that's why I look fuzzy.
So that was, and that's, I would say that to Sergeant. He's like, just go on Amazon. And I looked on Amazon for like a 50-footer, and it was like $10 or $12.
Oh yeah, I bought a 200 and some foot cable on Amazon for like $20.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ethernet cable is dirt cheap, especially if you've already got the crimping tool to put your own ends on it. Actually, that's where they get you, is the tool for putting the terminal ends on.
Well, I'd buy one. I would buy one that's 2 size. You know what I mean? I would buy one that's.
Who's that going?
Not me.
That was me a little bit.
Okay. It happens. You eat something spicy, you start to echo.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Or you have some awesome barbecued pork pizza and ice cream, and it starts to echo a little.
Barbecue pork pizza. That's what Sarge's kid had when he was up there. Barbecue chicken pizza.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, my folks stopped by, so we went out and had pizza, and then went to the local ice cream stand and had cherry twist ice cream.
Mm-hmm.
It's highly recommended you don't drive your wife's car after eating something like that on a long trip.
She would recommend that you don't. You probably didn't give a shit.
You didn't.
I didn't.
No,
the way it sounded,
he
you might
gave several
have
shits.
gave some shits. Yeah, you might have gave a little shit.
And then when you do that, also don't walk into a Love's on a live chat with people asking, "Hey, where's the diet beef soda?" Oh, look, it's Carrot Top. Ask him why he's not. Ask him how his Vegas show is going.
Yeah,
bastards. Yeah, but when you were there the other night, we got roll call to actually ask a question. Were you in that chat?
Was it your last night chat?
No, this was a few weeks ago, wasn't it, Sarge or Obnoxious? I know they were probably there. May have been Sarge or Obnoxious one day. It's been a few weeks.
No,
I don't know. He went in the store to get cigarettes or something, and he bought a bunch of other crap and didn't even remember cigarettes.
Yeah, he stopped in to get stuff for Cindy, and we had him asking all kinds of questions.
Yeah.
Like, sir, excuse me, do you sell diet beef soda?
I mean,
Why not?
one of them.
Where's the door?
We would have.
Where's the hot dog sandwiches?
Yeah.
Yeah. Excuse me, sir. Excuse me, ma'am. I'm looking for a hot dog sandwich. Can you help me out?
Or, excuse me, sir, I would like to purchase one of your finest roller hot dogs on a sandwich.
I can't say shit about that. I eat those things.
And a Polar Pop.
Oh, hell yeah.
Damn right.
Well, have you pissed anybody else off by clearing your throat recently?
No, I've been a good boy. I've made sure that no phlegm is in existence when I go into the Circle K now, so that I don't enrage people.
So, in other words, you're just standing outside in the parking lot for like 5 minutes trying to hack a lung up to make sure it's nice and clear.
Yeah, something like that.
Someone walks up to you and what's wrong with you? Don't eat the nachos. They're poison.
Yeah.
Then you just wait until they close and they throw out all the nachos and then they're all yours.
I tell them to stay away from the cheddar brats. That way there's some left for me when I come back. Thinking.
There you go.
He likes the cylinder of meat that has a little squirty yellow bits.
Hey, yes,
Hey,
I
no.
do. I love it. I eat 2 of them every day.
Hey, cheddar brats are awesome.
Wonderful.
Not quite as good as the jalapeno brats, though.
They have pepper jack brats at the Circle K I go to. They're okay. I like the cheddar brats better.
Mm-hmm. So now, do you put anything on your brats when you get them at the Circle K?
Nope.
All right, let me rephrase that. Do they offer anything
at
for you
risk
to
of
put on?
sounding horrible? I just love the flavor of the meat itself.
Banana.
Somebody capture that. Somebody capture that.
Brown chicken.
Brown chicken. Brown cow.
Oh yeah, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Midnight Range TM's.
I've got a new
Meat Station
opening.
Review.
I've got a new opener for my show on Saturday night. This is going to be budget thing. I just love the taste of the meat itself.
And now for Roll Call's favorite, you can hear it on Friday night. Now for Roll Call's favorite part of the show, I just love the taste of the meat itself.
Ain't that right, George? Ain't that right? Fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice, shame on you. Ain't that right, George? Larry, no.
I hit Roll Call up with that on Instagram the other day, or no, when he was showing his farm, Old McRoll's farm, and I was like,
if only Larry would have lived to see it.
That Larry's sister, Larry's brother, or whatever.
You know, what is that old saying, George Bush? Fool me once, shame. Fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice, shame on you. That's the old saying there, George.
The other way around.
So don't give me that bullshit.
Don't give him that bullshit.
Okay, when was that? How did I miss that?
What? You missed that?
Never heard this
You've never
story?
heard that whole chat?
No, I don't think so.
He was in his car. They left the movies, him and Cindy, and he just goes off.
He went straight crazy.
It was all on Hottie.
Oh, Well, yeah, I did see that one.
Oh,
well, this was like the next night
No,
after
this
the
was
one
in
where
the
he went,
car.
or a few days
This
later.
wasn't the rants and raves. This was in the car.
Okay.
I remember.
This wasn't the one where he was so hard on Hottie in the chat. This was a video on his way back from the movie, just screaming at his phone while Cindy's driving.
George. Whatever, George. That's funny. So is that on YouTube or is that on Instagram?
Yeah, I think it was YouTube.
Oh, shit, somebody get a link to that in the goddamn chat.
Sausage link?
Yeah.
Sausage.
Man, I've had an echo all day. This whole show, I've had like a really faint echo.
Hey,
Even
Midnight.
before the show, like all afternoon. It's the weirdest thing.
Midnight, what you need to do is plug your nose, take a deep breath, plug your nose, try to plug both of your ears, and blow really hard.
And then slam
try to
my
blow
head
through your nose.
Yeah.
Well, no, take your cap off first. I mean, you can end up getting a rug burn on your mohawk if you don't take your cap off before you slam it into your day.
Blow the back of my head off.
Well, no, you'll pop your eyes out, or you'll it'll find a way to escape some way.
Yeah. Oh man.
Let's see. How long ago was that? That was after Indy, wasn't it?
Well, that was quite a while ago. Then, yeah.
I thought it was like after Tulsa.
It was.
If he tagged his videos better, you could just you put.
I bet it's just whining about nothings 4 months ago.
So, I'm sitting here, just got out of the movies.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You got a linky link?
I could tell before it even gets started that she's in that same movie.
Yeah. Hold on.
Spin me right round, baby, right round.
All right, there it is.
All right, now quick, everybody go spam that with a thumbs up or a thumbs down.
We should all watch it here.
It's 44 minutes long.
Oh, you don't have to watch the whole thing. You can just scroll through it and find the best
Well,
part.
hold on. You're Mr. Timestamp there, Snob, as I have my mouse underneath your nose to make it look like you're picking your nose.
Yeah, throw a timestamp under that bitch.
I don't know where the good part is.
Or roll call.
Your angle and in your constant bickering about it is
What's he mad about?
almost to the
Hottie.
strong at this point. But when you go into people's chats and you wreck them and you fucking derail them the way you do, it is a boo-hoo shit, dude. It is boo-hoo shit. And this doesn't go to Midnight or Kinky or any of you guys. This goes to Too Hottie. Too Hottie, that fucking guy that reposts everybody's post on Instagram for some reason and doesn't make his own fucking post. That doesn't make his own fucking channel.
So wound up.
Now, were we doing the roundup son of a bitch of the week at the time?
I was just gonna say he can win it retroactively or whatever.
You're in this chat on YouTube. I see you out there commenting in the replay.
Oh shit! Well, maybe. Oh fuck.
Toss.
Well, now you got to remember, Midnight's taking a lot of unscheduled trips to the floor on his non-strip mats.
I must have just missed the George Washington or the George part.
George.
I don't know how you could leave during that.
40 seconds.
How long?
19 minutes and 40 seconds. That's
Yeah. I just found it right as the time you said that. Right before you said that.
Sure you did.
I was at 1952.
You got to get out the little skeleton guy, though, if you give it to him, just to make him happy.
All right, hold on. Go back.
Fool me once.
Oh, you want me to go back?
Yeah, people were talking.
That I do today. You know, what is that old saying, George Bush? Fool me once, shame. There's no. Fool me once,
He's so shaken
shame
up.
on me. Fool me twice, shame on you. That's the old saying there, George. So don't give me that
George.
bullshit, Too Hottie.
George.
You're a fucking crybaby. You have to make 17 accounts to get on people's fucking channels because they fucking ban you. There's a reason why. Wake up. Go sit in your fucking group.
Oh, here's
Sit
a.
in those
Hold on.
fucking chairs
There's a comment from Midnight right then that says, "Laugh out loud, George. Fuck that shot up good."
Uh-oh. Midnight just pooped out.
Uh-oh.
Midnight, did you hit the wrong button again?
He's not there screaming and yelling, but he's in the background.
You spin. All right, quick. We can get him a channel strike by doing karaoke.
Yeah.
Not the way Snub sings.
Yeah,
I heard myself today. Oh, wait. Sorry, that's a little too new for Snob.
Where the hell is Midnight?
He's walking after midnight in the moonlight.
I go walking after midnight.
Searching for you.
Hey, I'm back.
There he is.
Yes. All right, everybody shut up. Quit talking about him.
I had all sorts of. I had a bunch of windows open. I was trying to clean up clean up things, and I got rid of myself.
Yeah, Midnight comments, "Laugh out loud, George. Fuck that shot up good." Right then. So he heard this whenever it happened.
Well, you got to remember, every time Midnight learns something new, it pushes something old out the back. He just remembered how to tie a shoe today.
Yeah, pretty much.
And apparently we were doing Wound Up Some Bitch then, because Black Cat says, "Wound up some bitch."
He probably got it then. He had to have gotten it then.
All right, what date?
I don't think you've ever given it to him.
No, he's giving it to him.
I don't think you've ever gave it to him.
Okay, so this was streamed March.
I've given it to roll call at least twice. Absolutely.
March 30th.
March 29th.
Yeah.
So, great. Now I got to go into Midnight's channel and look for what was after March 30th. New tab.
Well, you'd have to look through the whole damn show. Who knows?
Well, no, it'd be. This is March of 19. March. So it would have been either the 31st or March 31st or.
Well, this is streamed live on March 30th, 2019.
I bet you didn't give him the Woo Spot
31st.
W.
Woo Spot W.
Okay, videos. Sort by date added. No, wait, not date added, oldest, date added, newest. Oh, Killer Food Series, homemade butterscotch.
Be with her.
Cheesesteak, and how not to
Don't
make
count on organizations and YouTube stars to bail shit out for you. It's never going to work. And you're always going to be in the same spot. And it's going to be fucking dead lambs.
I don't care. I fucking love that guy. He is just
Midnight comments, "Larry's dad is really wound up tonight."
Larry's dad is obsolete.
That must have been right before Larry kicked the bucket.
Might have been before he got
Roll
his
call
ticket.
209. Ask Sarge how many red flags. This is you talking to roll call. Ask Sarge how many red flags he's going to have on his birthday cake.
Well, now it all depends. Are they just like little toothpick flags, or are they like the little marzipan flags where you can actually eat them?
Oh, so is March 30th your birthday, Sarge?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, because it says "Happy Birthday, Sarge" all through here. Sarge comments, "There aren't any more cuss words."
Uh-oh.
Potato says, "Lots of slurring."
Well, you see, this is why I need to be the keeper of the bottle cap opener.
So roll call. Just in case we missed you when it actually happened, you can be a wound up some bitch of the week. Go pissed off at Heidi. Screw you, George. What? George.
Bush. George. Mr. Roll Call 209, you are officially Midnight Range TM's wound up son of a bitch of the week.
The best part is, though, everyone should go watch that at that time, because his face, whenever he's screaming this, George, it's just good greatest.
You should go watch it and then hashtag comment Woo Spot W. He needs a bunch of views and a bunch of comments on that video.
Yeah. Out of nowhere from months ago.
Yes. What's the
Attica.
timestamp?
1940, wasn't it?
That's what we put.
Video is it?
Whining
We
about
put
nothing.
that 1940 mark. Woosepot W.
Hashtag.
You see, I'm watching this without even the sound on, and I can.
His face is priceless.
Well, no, it's for how angry he is. He's really putting the emphasis on George. He's
Yeah,
like really opening his mouth and
boy.
snapping it down.
I'm watching it right now.
There, I commented on it.
George
of the jungle. Wait, sorry, wrong George. It's a George with a J.
Yeah, there is my comments. I commented, some bitch is really rocking and rolling tonight.
Midnight says, "Oh my gosh, you're telling me you're totally sober right now?" I
man.
commented in there, Woosepot W of the week. Bitch of the week. In the chat.
Yeah, because I said
hashtag real hottie.
Yeah, Kinky says, "Yep, Midnight, he won." Oh man, that guy's something else.
You can't help but love roll call.
Hancock.
They're feeling bad about things.
Dead Horse 4 months ago. The chat in this video gets good around 18 minutes.
Everybody can say, well, he's kind of doing his thing, and he's kind of help. He doesn't help anything. He tries to take control of everybody's chat. He tries to.
Oh, hey, there's Slippy there. Yay.
Mm-hmm.
The Mr. Sad Panda.
Panda. Oh, did I say that out loud?
Balls. He has balls.
BAWLS.
Well, most importantly of all, that lady's got balls.
I don't give a shit. I love roll call. He's great.
All right, so I commented, this is an oldie but a goodie.
It's probably going to catch the algorithm now because we all went back and watched it so many times and commented. Fucking roll call's going to blow up off this video.
They're right, George.
He's going to be the next damn Yankee.
No, well, I don't know. Who do you think gets more wound up? Roll call. Just let me fucking finish, man. Roll call or crazy roll call? Really? You think roll call could go head to head with Crazy Uncle Ted? You just called him damn Yankee.
Yeah, I think he could probably.
Who, Nugent?
Yeah,
Crazy Uncle Ted.
Yeah.
Give roll call a 6-pack, and roll call's got that one.
Yeah, roll call would just knock that one out of the park.
George.
See, Ted is arrogant enough to give a shit how people would perceive it. No fucks are given on the roll call side. So yeah.
Hold on. I just had a brilliant multi-million-dollar copyright infringing idea. Instead of it being epic rap battles of history, we need epic rant battles of Midnight Range TM.
Oh God.
Well, if you do it with all our friends, you're safe.
Mm-hmm. You see, you just need to go in, find where they're ranting, and just play the clips side by side.
Yeah, but nobody's going to want to go up against roll call.
Well, you see...
He wins hands down.
Well, that's only because you're wanting him to win hands down. You're wanting to retcon this.
This is like the first rule of Calvin Ball. Calvin wins. Yeah, this is the first rule of
ranting
battles is roll call wins.
I don't... I don't know. We got people to vote that a hot dog is a sandwich, Slim Jim is candy, and Kinky Sphincter is not the best name on YouTube.
What was the best name on YouTube?
The dehydrator.
The dehydrator, y'all.
Do you not know that story, Budget?
Oh, you missed a good one there.
Okay, well, here's the quick lowdown.
Just next time you talk to Armin and Axa, say, "Hey, Dehymenator, how you doing?"
Oh, jeez.
So yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it was a pretty good one.
And
we should do a bracket next week. What should we do?
Best roll call rant.
Well, we know what's going to win now.
Yeah, we can't do best rants or best wound up son of a bitch moments.
Yeah, that's a lot of work too.
Yeah.
Have we done summertime drinks?
No, we haven't done anything like that.
Let's see. You've already done ice creams or different ice cream like novelties, right?
Right.
We've done pizza. We've done sandwiches. Have we done generic candy or candy bars?
Yeah, we did candy bars.
Best
Peanut butter cups.
non-typical burger topping.
No, does it have to be a topping, or can it be like a combination of one or two toppings?
Somehow the bullion, what did it win or almost win best food you can mess up and still be good?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who drinks all that bullion?
Hey, don't you be talking about my bullion drinking.
Sarge, what do you think Fort Knox is stocked with?
Yes.
Bullion cubes.
It ain't gold. It ain't gold bullion. Well, of course Snob would want it to be. He's got all that beef. He wants you to protect the investment of big bullion.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but is that made out of real beef? I don't think so. I think that's a direct competitor with real beef.
I'm sure it's probably beef byproducts of some sort.
It's beef flavor.
Some sort.
What's in beef soda or beef soda zero? Is it real beef or is it just a byproduct? Or is it just nothing?
Snob,
Flavor number 7.
If you would have read the NDA,
It's bullion cubes going through a soda stream.
If you would have read the NDA you signed, or somebody signed with your name on it when you got your first case of Diet Snobberry soda, you did realize that there was tiny packets of nitroglycerin in there that we can set off if you ever decide to divulge the secret sauce in the Diet Beef Soda Zero family. And actually, that wasn't my idea. It was your wife.
Uh-huh.
You know, you made that crack about you could use some exercise and I need better internet, so why don't you get up in the wheel?
We're gonna get an email here in a minute. Stop with the cow jokes.
I just got that look on his face.
No, I was reading the chat. I'm getting tired. I'm wiped out.
Ladies and gentlemen, like a piece of ass wipe, he's out.
Wiped out.
Dehydrate
them and never gets past hello.
Poor Budget never even got to hear the story though.
Okay,
tell them the story.
So basically, we were doing a bracket of you see out in our chat, we got like Kinky Sphincter, Stinky Sphincter, Midget Tranny Hooker, Harry's Balls, and stuff like that. You know, all the boob sweat leads to pearl necklaces and other stuff. So we did a bracket of different YouTube names, and Armin and Axis he was either out in the chat and then he jumped in. And he said, well, you know, back in high school, they used to call me the Dehymenator. And everyone just went, what? They called you the Dehydrator? And I think we bumped one or two names to put the Dehydrator on the bracket. And
it didn't even exist at the time.
It was down between Kinky Sphincter and the Dehydrator, and the Dehydrator won.
I'm still getting hate mail from Kinky over that. At least once a week, he tells me about that because I didn't vote for him.
That would suck. Dehydrator. Some fake ass shit. Oh.
No, hold on. That's how we ended up with Mr. Bullet T. Justice.
It's true.
Somebody decided that, oh well, on the Name the Sarge thing, it was, well, we have Bullet, And then we have Justice, and then someone came up with Bullet T Justice, and that's how I won, and that's the story I'm sticking to until Sarge's lawyers tell me to cease and desist.
His lawyers are busy, you know, covering Sarge's ass for all the red flags he hands out and donuts he steals.
Well, you know, it wouldn't...
That's pretty interesting when that happened, though. You're right.
Yeah. You know, people wouldn't mind red flags. It's just the clown makeup and the red nose. It's
Oh, the
creepy.
bastard's still listening. He just sent me an Instagram message. It says backstabber with a bunch of freaking faces.
Oh, Midnight, your wife apparently has some boudoir talk. She's wanting you to bring up 2 ponytail holders when you come upstairs.
Mm-hmm.
So you might be tired now, but you're going to be dead before you get there. Just saying.
I gotta go find 2 ponies.
No, tail holders.
Oh, okay.
Tail holders.
Mm-hmm. Oh, so you would have been the expert on if you declare yourself to be a furry, if you give up the right to have a gender-specific pronoun.
That was confusing. All those words were confusing.
Big word, hurt head,
Yeah,
sleep
yeah.
now.
Yeah, I'm wound down, man.
We still got another hour to go to hit the 3 o'clock mark for you.
No, we're not going to be making it to 3 o'clock. I'll tell you that right now.
Let's do it. Let's do a bracket real quick.
three. Okay, 3 brackets. A 3-thing bracket. 1, 2, 3.
All right, what things are the things?
I don't know.
Who does Kinky hate more?
Okay.
Nah, that's subjective. Best patch on the panel?
Okay. Best patch on the panel. Coolest patch.
George Cortez, what sets off roll call? What doesn't set off roll call?
Yeah.
Everything. Coolest patch, huh? Nomination number 1.
White van.
Which white van?
The old one.
Yes.
The one with or without Oro?
With Oro.
Okay, so...
I don't even see the one with Oro. Oh, there it
right
is.
There.
Okay.
Right where my dirty finger is. See?
I'm just going to put Oro patch. Patch number 2, is that a mini Draco above the stripper clip?
You talking about the this neon
Yeah,
one?
it looks like it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's an AK with like the neon threading with the white backing.
Or stripper clip. I do like the stripper clip. Stripper clip. Let's do stripper
clip's good.
Okay, so you're doing the stripper clip and not the mini Draco?
Yep.
Okay.
And then
riding a dog with a lasso.
You mean that one right there?
Yeah.
That I think is like a G told me it's like working like a medic dog or something like that. It's like one of the their unit
it's
patches.
not a monkey cowboy strapped onto the dog.
No, what it is, it's the dog with a leash, and then it's like an arrow pointing up with a paw in the center.
Oh no!
It's like somebody's unit patch.
What's the one with the eagle over there on the left?
The War Eagles 612th Combat Ops Division.
Mm-hmm.
I do not remember.
I would like the green gun show loophole tour. What is that one? By the Hyperfire.
Actually, I'm stupid. We need 4 things, so we need 2 more. What about the Glock patch?
Yes, that one.
The
Okay, so we've got the green.
What year is that?
2018.
Green one?
Yeah, it says 2018 right on the top.
Oh.
Do I need to zoom more? Uh-oh.
By zoom, he means pick up his camera and move it closer.
Yeah. Which actually it just kind of came loose from the roof, so. Yes,
right.
Because for whatever reason, when I was using the gun tube chamber, it wasn't recognizing my microphone. So I had to use the microphone in the camera. Okay, so we've got the Oro patch.
Yes.
We've got the
Stripper
clip, which this is a glow-in-the-dark stripper clip. So
yeah, I have one of those too. And then I like the Kool-Aid man. I'm gonna pick the Kool-Aid.
You mean this non this non-copyright infringing powdered
Flavor Aid.
based
Kool-Aid.
flavored aid drink.
Flavor Aid pitcher. It's a Flavor
You
Aid
can't say
pitcher.
Kool-Aid. You can't say Kraft. Nothing.
Yeah. And what's the fourth one?
Well, let's see.
We need a fourth.
We had people ask about the dog patch. Sarge was asking about that patch.
I'm a donut patch fan.
Well, which
Yeah,
donut?
I have those too.
Do you want a strawberry donut? Do you want a chocolate donut? Do you want the regular plain Jane white donut that your duck is hiding?
Well, strawberry, of course, but
Yeah, the
There we
strawberry donut. It's more visually appealing.
yeah.
Okay, strawberry donut.
Okay, here we go. Oreo patch, stripper clip, Glock drink aid, and the pink donut. Obnoxious. Oreo patch or stripper clip patch?
He's
Which
gonna
is
say
cool?
his obnoxious patch.
Oh, I'm going to say Oro Patch.
Okay. Budget.
Stripper clip.
Sarge.
Oro.
Budget hates dogs.
Yep.
Fine ape.
Well, you know, the stripper clip is it's a wonderful play on words. It's a simplistic design. However, you can't go wrong with Oro in a van driving the G machine.
All right, there you go. Oro takes it. The drink
Aid.
Glock. The drink aid Glock thing.
No, wait,
Drink
it's the Perfection Aid. That's what it's called.
That's right. Perfection aid. There you go. Versus the pink donut. Budget.
Ooh. Perfection.
Mm-hmm. Sarge? Can he vote for
not.
Yankee? Can he?
No, I can't.
Can you vote for the idea of there being
Pastry.
a Glock Perfection Aid?
Pastry.
Got to go with the donuts. Of course he does. Well,
Ape?
hold on. Damn. I mean, the Perfection Aid patch, it's a nice, complex patch. It's a really nice pun. The donuts. I don't know. Strawberry, though. I mean,
To play
chocolate's
on
much
words,
better.
the loophole.
Yeah, I know. So's
Love it.
the Perfection Aid. So do I want red drink aid or a red donut? This is
somewhere
close.
somewhere out there on the Instagram. There's a picture of me eating a donut that looks just like that Jim Burgess took and posted.
I will pay money for it.
It's on Instagram.
And it's not like I didn't have 35 opportunities to take a picture of obnoxious eating.
You know what?
You know,
Snob.
this
We
is-
didn't get you on the first one. Snob. What do you? I forgot that we have 6 people here. Oro patch or stripper clip patch? Which is
I would
cool.
have went with Oro.
Oh, okay, then we're good.
So it's
Dave, go ahead.
You know what? It's a very close, razor thin, but the Perfection Aid patch is just kind of making fun of Glocktards, whereas the Gun Show Loophole donut is actually for a very good cause. So I'm going to have to give it to the Gun Show Loophole.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
The loophole's making fun of them. The Glocktard's making fun of us. Seriously.
Speak for
Obnoxious?
yourself.
Well, see, now here I'm torn on this one because if I take the Glock
Aid
flavored water aid,
You just have to think who he's making fun of.
then I'm picking, Yankee, and Sarge is going to get pissed at me for that. If I take the
I
donut,
don't care.
then I'm taking the donut, and Sarge is going to get pissed at me for taking donuts because
Oh, I picked the donut because it's a loophole.
yeah, of course you did.
Of course.
Yeah, but you don't want to share your donuts.
Kool-Aid donut.
I just like
Flavored
I
Aid
like the
donut.
cleverness of the perfection patch because of the play on the words. I mean, it's perfect.
And it's clear copyright infringement.
Statement perfectly, and it's
Shall not infringe.
design.
But I do like donuts.
Everybody loves donuts. You're a communist if you don't like donuts.
True.
I'm going to have to go with the donut.
Can you go with the donut? Say my name is Donut. Oh wait.
Snob.
Well, I put the donut on there, so I have to go with the donut.
God, you guys are all wrong. Okay. Okay. Here we go. Oro patch or the donut patch? Snob.
That's a tough one. But I mean, I have to go with the donut because I'm fat. And I like donuts with sprinkles.
Especially the pink ones like the Homer Simpson donuts.
I do. I just sent them the picture of me eating a donut.
Obnoxious.
What are you laughing about, Abe?
Rich White in the comments says hashtag not my bracket.
Not my bracket.
Rich, why don't?
There's 4 things, and it's not his bracket.
Yeah. Travis T had to clear a mistrial and start over. Well, how about you wait until we're done deciding this life and death decision between a cool ass dog in a van and a pink donut, and tell us what you're out of this entire patch panel.
Oh, I
which
see
are
the
from.
fan. I don't see no dog.
You don't see Oro?
Is there a dog? No, I don't see it.
This little gray part right here?
Yeah, that looks like a blob to me.
A bob? You mean a
It's
biker
blob.
bob?
B-L-O-B.
Yeah,
a
bob.
Of color.
Well, as somebody who has paw prints all over their one arm, I'm going to have to go with the dog.
But you've got donuts all over your shirt.
No, he has donuts all over his belly.
Yeah, well,
No, those are crumbs.
Yeah, none of those are making it onto my shirt.
Budget?
Oh, the most visually appealing one to me would be the donut.
Sarge?
The dog.
Ape?
Well, I mean, the donut patches promote the loophole tour, but I mean, Oro in the van with G, that's like
Is the
spirit.
loophole
That's
tour.
the spirit of the tour right there, man.
Was.
So I'm gonna have to go with Oro in the van.
I'm going to go Oro too. Oro wins.
This whole thing's not my bracket anyway, because the stripper clip should have won. It's the best play on words there is. On
Well,
that
now,
wall.
hold on,
I
hold
agree.
on.
Well, that and the Glock one, I think, those are two of my. I think the most fun ones.
Who doesn't like strippers and who doesn't like clips? Put the two together and it's just awesome.
Well, now
And it
hold
glows in the
on.
dark.
This is all you can blame Midnight Range because all he'd wanted to do was 4 patches. There's
Yeah,
obviously enough to do another tier bracket. So
Mhm.
I would
See,
like
that
to go to
media
bed.
gone in there.
what'd you say?
The FU media.
Oh yeah, that would have been a good one.
That's the best
Oh,
one.
yeah, I didn't see that.
Where's the Sarge patch at?
I don't think I've got a Sarge patch.
What the hell?
I mean, I've got a Mr. Knives patch. I've
see
got an
that one.
Obnoxious 1 patch, but he was giving those out on the street corner in Tulsa.
Yeah, that's true.
Ooh.
I was.
I've got a Wolverine patch.
All right.
I've got a Gizzard Gary patch, so kiss my ass.
I'd rather not. Your wife said it was kind of hairy, and you haven't. Well, kind of like those little red bumps from being swamp ass all the time.
That's no good. That's no good at all.
That's a sticker. That doesn't even count.
Turn it into a patch. All right.
Well,
Look her away from your camera.
well, you know what, Snob? All I have to say about that is.
Yeah, streets out. I'm gonna go look at the one they got in, like, I forgot where it was. It was somewhere pretty close though, locally. It was like 4:30.
4:30 in the morning, not a soul in sight.
Cities
Porky
look like
Pig in.
Town.
On a
Unreal.
moonless summer night.
God dang it! What did I do to my camera?
You guys, knuckleheads, add anything to plug?
Go
Other
check
than-
out Whining About Nothing on the Roll Call 219 channel.
And remember, that's at 19 minutes and 40 seconds. The getting gets good.
Go over there and throw a bunch of comments down. If he he's gonna wake up tomorrow and wonder, like, what the hell? How did I get 20 comments?
What the hell? God damn! What the hell?
Make sure you guys go to if you're in Ohio or a neighboring state, September 7th at noon at the State House steps in Columbus is the Americans Against Red Flag Laws rally. So check that out. Go over on Facebook, check that page out, spread it, share it. Even if you can't go, spread the word, And speaking of patches, I have Budget Guns and Gear Reviews patches coming soon. They're actually being made now. And it'll be that a 3-inch patch Velcro back. So you'll be able to have some of them.
Fancy pants.
George, you
Damn
can
right.
get one of those state-shaped patch panels at gearwebsites.com. That's gearwebsites.com.
Rich said Roll will
Just to
do a
piss
rant
off
video
Fine Ape.
tomorrow about people watching this old video.
Special discount code if your state is in the shape of a square.
Yeah.
All right, Obnoxious, got anything?
Yeah, I do stuff and things, and hopefully someday I'll be off Instagram timeout.
Brilliant.
Mm-hmm. Snarsagids, you got anything?
He's going to be at that Red Flag rally, too, but he's going to be across the street from Budget.
He'll be waving a red flag with a black mask on.
Saying, shall be fringed, shall be fringed. Look at my frilly dress.
Throwing milkshakes at you.
Point of, what do they say? Point of privilege. Point of privilege.
Pop.
Why do I not trust what this bastard's doing? Screw him.
Da-da.
That's what he's doing.
Evil. Looks like some evil shit he's doing right there, man.
Bastard.
He's got that smirky smirk that makes
You better
him-
close your eyes because I have a feeling it's coming.
I'm gonna wake up to
what he tells you?
Gonna wake up to some crazy shit on Instagram tomorrow morning.
Yeah,
Like,
better
wow,
not be on
Sarge is
Instagram.
Oh no, I'm waiting.
busy.
Why would you do that to me? I've already seen that.
Oh, don't worry. I'm gonna take some of you.
Just a little bit. Of...
You show your boobs on one chat, and you never live it down.
Hey, what can I
the
say?
hell?
They were
Yeah, I
nice and
missed that,
round.
too.
They're
You
nice
want
and-
to see it? Sarge will send it to you.
No,
Nope.
I'm good.
No thanks. All right. If you guys don't have anything else, let's get the hell out of here.
All right. So, shameless self-promotion aside, ladies, gentlemen, and Jonases of all ages, thank you for watching Midnight Range TM's The Closer. Be sure to check out gunchannels.com for more Pro 2A content. Gunchannels.com is a community focused on firearms built for shooters by shooters for conversations mostly like this. This concludes our regularly scheduled programming, but we'll be back at 9 a.m. Eastern with the early watch, followed by sporadic open lobbies throughout the day. Gunchannels.com Monday night programming at 5 p.m. Eastern. It's hasty headlines with never enough ammo on YouTube. At 7 p.m. Eastern, it's the Polite Society podcast on Facebook. 8 p.m. Eastern, it's Clover Tax MOA Monday, only on Instagram, and Why Volcano Squad's locked and loaded on YouTube. 9 p.m. Eastern, it's Never Enough Ammo, a.k.a. Mr. Matt's Guns and Geek podcast, The Week in Geek. 10 p.m. Eastern, it's Intentionally Left Blank every other week. And every weeknight at midnight Eastern, it's The Daily Gun Show. Also, check out GunTube.org as a free and unrestricted Pro 2A video platform. If you like what you see, go over to Patreon, throw them a couple of bucks. And if you especially like these live chats like we're having right now, go over to Indiegogo and help them get the GunTube chambers up and running. For cool and unique 2A swag, like pretty much every patch on this panel, with the exception of some branded patches, go over to GearWebsites.com. Remember, Free Patch Friday. And remember, a hot dog is a sandwich, Slim Jim is candy, and never eat fudge from a place called Uranus.
True story. Check out gunchannels.com. Check out guntube.org. Go to Indiegogo, and throw a little cash at Night Strike. He's putting a lot of effort into things as of late, and if he can get funded, we can hold more than 6 people in a chat. So, and when that's a good time. So, get that shit done.
If you think it's crazy now with 6 people, wait until we can have 10, 15, or 20 people in a chat.
Yeah, I mean, and there's times where, we could probably have. I mean, there's been nights where I probably could have gotten 12 or 15 people in a goddamn chat. Some nights are just hopping like that. So,
could you imagine how long the intros are going to take with 15 people if Seven Wonders is in there?
Holy crap! We're gonna be here through Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. We're gonna get through introductions maybe about an hour before the show starts the next week.
Yeah, you're gonna be giving the plugs for Tuesday nights shows.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Thanks, guys. Thanks for coming. I'll see you next time. Take it easy. Bye.
Shall not pee in the icebox.
That's a
Be in
cat
range.
rope.
Hashtag porky picking.
And